The following show contains a fictional narrative that includes themes, events, and language that some may find distressing. Discretion is advised.
Hello, friends, and welcome to a very special production from the Null project. My name is Hawk, and for this auspicious moment, I will be your guide, facilitator, and hopefully dear friend. I'm joined, as always, by my dear friends and fellow performers, a very special guest as well joining us tonight. But first, dear friends, take a moment to introduce yourselves to our lovely listeners.
Hello, I'm Libby, better known as that guy that talks too much most days, and I'm here today to talk less and kill things, probably, for the good of religion.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. My name is Ty, and this line isn't secure. You know me as Reed Hollis.
I'm Charlie. I usually go by Adam Blackburn.
I'm Andy, and I'm trading in forensic psychiatrist Dr. Alexander Shoemaker for a spunky 14-year-old kid.
Oh, boy.
Lovely.
That's going to be fun.
Can't go bad. And joining us tonight is Caleb, author of Red Markets, Phase Anatomy, and numerous horrible Delta Green products like God's Teeth. It's really excellent to have you here, Caleb. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I love that among the Delta Green team, I get to be the horrible one. That's nice. They must be angry because they've been working on it for like 20 years, and then I just bust in and like LeBron of being awful over their head. Yeah.
I think we can all agree
Dennis is going
horrible.
to try and prove something and write something that's like a crime. Yeah.
I mean, Dennis's social media portfolio is already getting up there, so...
yeah. He's working on it every day, isn't he?
Every day he clocks in at the Writing Horrible Things factory. But today we're not playing Delta Green. We're playing your game, Red Markets. What's new with Red Markets lately?
I am. Red Markets was my first original design, and it's been 10 years since I originally pitched it as a playtest as an actual play and on RPPR, and there's a lot of stuff I've learned since then, and a lot of stuff that I predicted that has happened. Not the zombies yet, but we'll see. And a lot of game design things that I feel like I can improve. So I'm trying to playtest a second edition that's redesigned from the ground up.
Nice. And I know that we picked up this playtest over on itch.io. Is that generally where people can find new updates, or how can people engage with
it's completely free. I only ask that you fill out a playtest feedback form. You can get it on itch.io as a pay-what-you-want product. You can choose to pay $0. That's great. It's a playtest. I'm not demanding your money. There's no art. You could do it on DTRPG, same thing. Or you can just pick it up free on my Patreon, Heaven on Games Open Design, or HGod on Patreon.
Lovely.
And we'll have links in the D-Box.
It has been 5 years since the end of life as just about anyone knows it. Rolling set of circumstances and collapses in the economy, in ecology, in social structure and wars, all culminated with the eruption of a disease, something that presents itself as a disease that caused the recently dead to rise again and do horrible, horrific violence upon their once friends, all while spewing a litany of curses and requests to put them out of their misery. This event led to the collapse of most of society. Now, not everywhere. There are places that maintain a facade of safety and normalcy where you can clock in and clock out and convince yourself, if you really try, that everything's normal. This is not one of those places. This is a bridge in North Dakota. Over the Missouri River, pretty far north. Not far from the North Dakota oil field, the Four Bears Memorial Bridge crosses. It's almost a mile long, this bridge. 2 lanes and a bike path. A solid bridge rebuilt after the first one was worn out, and it could last, at this rate, another 20 or 30 years if it's well taken care of. Maybe it's not being well taken care of, and certainly no one ever expected to turn it into a home for just over 100 people who have taken shipping containers, mobile homes, and prefab buildings and cobbled them together on top of the bridge into a place where they can live. One part of the bridge was destroyed a while ago, knocked down, and a rickety rope bridge crossing now is the only way to reach from that side, the west side of the bridge, and beneath it sprawl a congregation of floating docks and haphazard patched-together netting. Altogether, this place, known to its locals as Four Bear, is home. If not home, it's house. It's food, certainly, and more so than the people scratching a living out wherever they can hide in the wilderness up north here, it can be a community. Now this morning, the sound of people waking up and starting their days starts to filter into the sleeping quarters of one of our characters. Parker has what is considered to be kind of a premium spot in Four Bear. It's an old shipping container that's been converted into a home. The diesel generators running down below give him a trickle of power when he needs it. But this morning, he is woken not by the dulcet tones of an opportunity or a lover, but by the noise, once more, of his neighbor banging on the wall for 10, 15 minutes straight at the crack of dawn. Parker's got a cot. He's, decorated the interior of this space according to his sensibilities. Does he stir quickly, or is he the kind of person who just wallows in the annoyance when his neighbor misbehaves like this?
Parker is very tired and grabs his pillow and kind of flings it over his head and squishes it down with his biceps over his ears and kind of shoves his face into the mattress and manages to sleep through about 7 minutes of that before finally just getting fed up with it. He can hear it through the pillow, and he's just like, Jesus fucking, what the fuck do you want?
The banging ceases and a thin, reedy voice goes, Parker? Can I talk to you, Parker?
Well, it's obvious you're not going to take no for an answer, so yeah. And Parker will push the before they start awkwardly talking to him through
the door,
through the sheet metal. He's going to push it open.
It swings open, and the person on the other side is one of Parker's neighbors. This is not one of Parker's dependents. It's not someone who he has an extremely close relationship, but it is someone who he has been forced by proximity to at least get to know. This is a middle-aged man. He has thick carotid, scars, knobbly scars on part of his neck. Parker has no idea where those came from, but it has given him a particular affect that makes it difficult for him to project his voice and made him all the more annoying as a neighbor, as he is more likely to communicate by slamming on his wall than by actually talking to Parker. He says, Parker, I'm so sorry to bother you before everyone's up and running today, but your boy, he was messing with my power line, and now everything's all fucky wucky in my domicile, and Parker, I don't mean to be a bother. I know.
Could you cut to the chase, please?
Can you have your boy fix my situation? Can you take a look at it? It's completely knackered.
Look, I'll look into it before the day ends, okay? Can I just get 10 more minutes, please?
Absolutely. I'm gonna run over to the cook shack. Do you want some breakfast? I could pick you up something while you're resting up.
Yeah. And Parker's kind of like starting to cool off a little bit. He's, the sleep is sort of wearing off, and he's like, all right, yeah. I'm sorry for yelling at you. Yeah, whatever they got.
Mm-hmm. He nods, and we now follow him as he hobbles. He winds his way through the buildings of Forbear. Building on a bridge means you don't have a lot of space, and building on a bridge also means you probably don't want to build it all on one side, so the pathway tends to zigzag back and forth. Cooking here is handled communally at a large cook shack, and it is mostly made up out of foraged greens, small garden herbs, and fish. An immense quantity of fish. So much fucking fish. It could drive a person insane, the amount of fish you have to eat. But it's certainly better than starving. Parker's neighbor, who for our purposes we'll call Don. Don walks up to the cook shack, which is a construction of scaffolding. Job site scaffolding that they have wrapped layers of tarps around, pinned down, and it is filled with the smell of frying, cooking, burning, stewing fish. It is also filled at this early hour with people who have work to get to. People who are not takers, who have real-ass jobs around a real-ass place. Of course, takers also got to eat. And Don almost bumps into another one of our characters. Andy, why don't you introduce your character as Don almost collides with him coming into the cook shack?
It's not hard to run into Sketch, as I mentioned earlier, who's a young child, and especially in a world of adults. Sketch is small for his age, blonde hair, broken glasses on his face, and a scar that runs from the top of his forehead down the right side of his cheek from, incidents gone by. Don runs into him because he's darting back and forth trying to get to the good fish and the person who's making the good stuff before anyone else can catch him. Hey, sorry, Mr. Don.
Don grumbles at Sketch and wanders past him, and we focus in on Sketch as Sketch wriggles his way through several lines to a big flat top, behind which a barrel-chested man is slinging hash. Well, again, mostly fish. He grins across at Sketch in an uncharacteristic good mood. This fellow, who's sometimes just called Heat or Chef, depending on how you know him, grins and goes, "Well, hey there, Sketch. Good to see you. What can I get you this morning?"
"Oh, give me the usual, the good stuff."
You got it, kid, the good stuff. He is in a particularly good mood, and Heat is not. He's known around as kind of a hard ass and an unpleasant person. Sketch has had many a verbal joust with him in the mornings. And it might come to Sketch's mind that there's probably a reason for that. If you wanted to, Andy, you could use the glean skill to try and pick up his vibes, or to work through gossip around the cook shack to see what's got Heat in such a good mood.
Absolutely. While being served, I will definitely roll my glean, which is a 2. And so my black die rolled a 2, which goes up to 4. Red die rolled a 1.
Great. So that is a success on your part. The way situations where success or failure is interesting or at question, maybe not so interesting here, but certainly at question, we're going to roll 2 die, 2d10, 1 designated black and 1 red. You want your black die to be higher than the red. You are going to add to that black die a couple of factors, mostly your skill and benefits from the gear you're using. Sketch finds a spot at the side of the cook shack that's open, overlooking the water. This segment doesn't have too many of the rafts and accretion underneath it that other areas does, so it's a nice view of the Missouri River running south. And he makes some small talk with some people, picks up on some things. It sounds like a woman Heat has a business partnership with is in town, and probably he has some kind of windfall. People are whispering that he might even be cooking goat soon, which is something of an event at Forbear when he can actually get his hands on, a new protein to work his magic on, as it were. We turn to Sketch's view of the river, and we see over to the right all of the rafts underneath the bridge. There's a bunch of these that have holes cut in the middle of them and netting. There's a bunch of generators, weird objects down there that are hard to make out what they are. But one thing that is noticeable as you look at it more is that there is a single set of steel cables that connect to a second group of rafts floating some 100 feet down from the bridge. People come off of the buildings on that raft. These are more like houseboats, a small group of them. And they hop into small boats and pull along the cables to get up here. And we follow those cables and we see, sitting out front of one of those houseboats, the face of another of our characters. Charlie, do you want to introduce who you're playing today?
Yeah, I'm playing Smoke.
Yeah.
We're talking to a grizzled, middle-aged man, dark streaks of gray, scruffy beard, stormy gray eyes, not very the nicest person, pretty well built, not very tall, and we would say close to 6 feet, which is big enough to be imposing, but not enough to stand out.
There is something that does make Smoke stand out to a lot of people, which are the black, sinewy growths that crawl across his figure. Smoke is a latent, a human who is, for better and worse, partially immune to the disease that turns living, breathing human beings into violent, screaming vectors and then casualties, crawling forever after their former friends and society members. Smoke is on the verge of that. He's an infection risk, in other words, and so are everyone who live on this cluster of rafts. They're permitted in Forbear if they're careful and if they behave, but latents are required to sleep and live primarily here, a safe distance away. Smoke is, sitting in a chair out front. Unlike the other latents, he doesn't have a job to get to this morning, but he is interrupted by a rattle of the sheet of clear plastic that suffices for a window in his small houseboat. A voice speaks out, and he recognizes it as his adopted daughter, Philly. Smoke, hey, sorry to bother you, but I wanted to remind you. You said you would keep a lookout for some paints. The boats, the hull, is starting to rust.
Really? All right.
Yeah. Could you? I don't want to. I know you're busy. Could you maybe go talk to some people over on the bridge about getting us some marine paint?
Yeah, sure. I'll go and see what I can do.
Right. You haul your way, to the boat, join the group of people who are seated or pulling on the cables to manage the transition between the two sets of rafts. If you wanted to figure out where you might be able to find some marine paint in this case, we'll do another roll here just to get our mojo going, get comfortable with it. You might use Glean, or you might use Research here, whichever approach you feel better fits.
I'll go with Research, considering I have 1, and Glean, I have nothing.
Awesome.
So it's black die is 3, that makes it 4, and the red die is 10.
Great. So when the red die is higher, that means you have we've run into a failure. So in this case, you're racking your brain to remember where marine paint is. And the crazy thing is you can remember where it was a year ago because you had a huge haul out of the marina. You cleared it out of a bunch of casualties with Null and some other folks. And you went and you hauled out several outboard motors, some avgas, a bunch of marine paint, but you guys have torn through all that, and now you're not sure there's any left around. As you're sort of thinking about this, maybe you're climbing up the ladders up to the main bridge to talk to some people about it. you run into another figure, the one of the people you were clearing out that marina with. Null is near the ladder. He's sort of looking out over the edge of the bridge. I imagine Null spends a lot of time just looking out for opportunities. Null, you see Smoke hauling his latent ass up the ladder. What do you look like? What do you like this morning?
Yeah, so when Null walks around, everyone can hear him. He's got this little clinking, almost like a bell, but he would hate to say that it is anything like that. It is his chain hauberk that he is taken from some place and scavenged. It's all grimy and green and rusted. Underneath a kind of repurposed motorcycle jacket, he's got this huge riot shield that he always kind of carries with him, or in short, and arms reach away, and you definitely, he's got a machete that's lengthwise across his chest. It's kind of strapped there. Every so often you'll catch him. He's got a little maybe whiteout that he's used to write verses on his head. Today he decided to be a little bit more forward-facing. Had a sneaking suspicion that some evil was about. Wanted to be prepared for that. Yeah, he looks right over the ladder and I think he would say something like, "You would think with that infected blood that you would have a problem climbing upward, but it seems you're doing just fine."
You're looking good too, Null. What are you up to? Another project of yours?
Project is unbelievably distasteful. A word I would never imbibe. Certainly I would always be involved in the work I must be. We all must be. So I suppose, yes. In your feeble mind, yes. Yes. Project.
Yeah, I'm looking for some marine paint. Philly's looking for to patch some holes. You ain't seen none?
If I had, I wouldn't remember. It's utterly unimportant to me. However, you may find some success if you look toward the back of this conveyance.
Near the back of the bridge, the back of the bridge is considered to be the west side. That's where the bridge is partially broken off, and it has a historic reason. That is the direction most people fled from. So to them, that was the back. Not everyone, but most. Across that direction is Newtown, the Four Bears Casino. It's been cleared once or twice, but there's always a pocket of casualties, and they sometimes just roll back in, so most people avoid Newtown. It's a place with a lot of dark corners. But near the end of that side of the bridge is where our last player character is domiciled with his family. What's McStuffins up to as Forbear comes awake on this lively morning?
McStuffins is used to seeing a line of basically like urgent care patients outside his door every morning, and has at this point trained his children to do limited forms of triage. Just, who do I need to see first? What are their vitals? I taught Wes how to do that. It was a fun game. And otherwise, he's just trying to jack as much like expired energy drink and coffee as he can salvage in his broken 50-year-old body of an old ER doctor, to just keep saying, "Yep, you got tetanus. Nothing I can do about that." And keep on working for another day.
Yeah. Wes is currently talking to someone who has a gaff hook stuck through one of their fingers. It's like one of those big hooks that people use to grab fish out of the water. It has torn through much of his index finger. It's a thinner one. It's not one like the full-sized hay bale lifting ones. But he's like, "You could just pull it out and band it. You don't need Dad for that. Come on. People need him. You're wasting our time." Next, and he just keeps sending people, insisting that injuries that could probably see some amount of help are less threatening than they are. He is maybe a little protective of McStuffins' time, but McStuffins, you see Smoke wandering through the crowd, asking people about paint from time to time. And
Jesus, Smoke. Wes, go inside. You're on sterilization duty. Don't look at me like that. You're on sterilization duty.
Fine, I'll start boiling.
And I run inside and I get Smoke's poncho, because he should not expose his skin or perspirant to anyone on the bridge. And I will forcibly throw it over the top of his head. Yeah.
Smoke, you're being ponchoed by your doctor and sometimes coworker, McStuffins.
Well, didn't know we were on second base, old man.
He's got a gaffer hook through his hand. What if you brush into him in the crowd? He's got an open wound.
I guess
Next
that's
thing you
his
know, we
problem.
got infection raging up and down here, and we're out of ammo. Like, wear your damn poncho.
All right, fine.
I will go over with a pair of wire cutters, snip off the hook on the one side of the guy's hand, and with the annoyance and bedside manner of a MASH doctor, just basically rip that thing out and wrench down the pressure. And while spurting like 5-year-old Benzedrine or whatever I could find. Yeah, just anything to kill the infection. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I'll come back tomorrow if you can't move your finger. Yeah. That I got to go to work.
It's a good reminder. You're running low on Benzedrine and a bunch of other supplies. You've basically got, you're down to, I guess, a hot knife for disinfectant is coming up pretty soon on your list of supplies. Smoke needs paint. Sketch and Parker always looking for a gig. It feels like it's that time again. Time to rustle up some work. So we are going to go ahead and slide into the first sort of formal phase here and talk a little bit about negotiation. So y'all are takers. You guys venture out from the relative pockets of safety like Forbear and other enclaves into the American wasteland that has become known as the Lost, the place that was given up by normal society. And you need clients, you need scores, you need work. But that work is uncertain and the price is fluctuating. So we have a little subset here. So we're going to go enter into negotiation. You guys are going to accumulate a pool of dice, and your clients are going to try to chip away at the price to get your labor for cheaper and cheaper, as low as they can go. The way this works generally is there are 5 phases. We start with prep. You can find work, figure out who your competition is. Each one of our takers gets to make a skill roll. Practically, you can make any reasonable roll here. Good luck justifying shoot, but I'm sure you can find a way if you really think about it. You go talk to your gun buddy, right? There's always a way. But here's where prep is the phase we're starting in. Find work, figure out who your competitors are. From there, we move through the other phases. We'll come back to them in time. So starting in prep, picking up work, everyone gets to make a roll. I'm going to say this is mixed stuff. Like, people can work together if they want to or say they're working together, but like, you guys also always have your ears to the ground, right? You don't have to be in this phase actively working together. We'll get to that when we get to the fix. So who wants to start us off with some hunt for work? All right, Parker, what do you have in mind?
Essentially, what I'm doing here is like approaching a negotiation and using a skill to like set the tone for what I'm bringing to that negotiation.
So like this is mostly pre-negotiation, right? This is going to be for prep. This is like, I got to figure out even where the negotiation is. I got to find the job, and then I want to find out maybe a little bit about it. But in this case, it could be you showing up like you've got a gig mediating people from time to time. Like, everyone knows, like, you're not fair exactly, but you've got a kind of honesty. So some people will come to you to mediate their problems, and, maybe one of them will in return tell you about something they heard about.
Okay. Well, would I be correct in saying that by virtue of my dealings being of the illicit type, that I could either use like reoffend or scheme in that approach?
Yeah. Definitely, for sure.
Okay. because those are my
if you're
forte.
reoffending here, it's two people who are trying to figure out how to divide up the loot that they scored. Like they ran a minor scam on somebody and they can't figure out how to divide the loot fairly. That's reoffendish enough. For scheme here, maybe you are helping two people who are figuring out how they're going to manage like a bad winter they fear is coming up, right? Either way, you're using your skills for these people, and in return, they're going to tell you like, hey, I heard so-and-so's in town, or so-and-so has X need.
I'd say I'd like to go with scheme then, and kind of approach the situation with sort of like a greasy sort of faux sense of concern. I'm here to help. I know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
You're such a saint.
So you're talking to two people who are like, they're worried. They, like most people here, they work on Forbear. Other than the takers, everybody works in the fish farms or in teams going out to gather from the banks or doing construction and repair, that sort of thing. There's a communal labor pool, but also most people have stuff they're trying to make work on the side. And these two are trying to build a like bioreactor, basically, something that can turn like fish guts into biodiesel, and it has not been going well, and they've sunk a lot of money into it, and they're like, it's going to be bad for them because they're going to have to work basically extra shifts to make up for the gap. But, Parker sits down with these two, he knows them from around, and was like, I don't see how this idea could have failed. The one thing we got too much of is fucking fish guts, and you can only feed it to so many other fish. This seemed perfect. And, the core problem, Parker, is neither of these people really knows how fucking bioreactors work. They don't know how to make biodiesel, really. They have some stuff they downloaded off of Ubik, and that's it. They're running on a YouTube tutorial in a dream.
Okay. So I'm gonna do you two a favor right now. All right, listen close. The issue is that you don't know what you're fucking doing. You've got no idea what the fuck you're doing, and you should probably look into like some other way to spend your time.
They are resistant if not for no other reason than sunk cost fallacy. Why don't you go ahead and roll scheme for me? We'll see how that pans out.
As he rolls scheme, he is literally reciting essentially the Wikipedia entry for the sunk cost fallacy.
You've already paid it. That money's never coming back.
We're in the black, baby. That's a 10v5.
Great. One of them says, well, listen, if we could make it, it would be so excellent. Like that guy what came into town, this Donovan guy, they say he came in on like an ultralight or something. He's got some kind of DHQS connections back east. I don't know what this dude's deal is, but he came in just like not even a week ago, man. And he, they came in with a vehicle. They gotta fuel it somehow. Now, far be it from you to tell them that you can't run biodiesel into an ultralight, but they don't need to know that. And certainly it sounds like this Donovan guy, he came to Forbear for some reason, right? And a little more poking and prodding. Sounds like he's looking for some people to go. The way they say it is, he said he was looking for people to plug in a computer, something like that. I don't get it.
Whereabouts is this fella?
He's staying near the front of the bridge in the yacht. One of the signature buildings on Forbear, someone tried to evacuate from the collapse of society by towing their 20-foot sailboat with them, and it has become the equivalent of a luxury rental space for out-of-towners.
Got it.
It is just parked up on the front of the bridge. People have talked about figuring out a way to hoist it down into the water, but frankly, it's not a practical vessel for the Missouri River anyway. So it just squats there and has become sort of a gaudy Airbnb for assholes coming through town. Most people know better than to rent it, but apparently not Donovan from DHQS. That is the Department of Homeland Quarantine Services. Security, I think. They run what remains of formerly America. So, Parker, having done his mediation, having gotten his tiny fee from then, a half of a meal token, basically, who wants to take the next skill roll? You could look for another job or try and figure out what the equilibrium for Parker's job is or check out the competition.
I will check out the competition.
Great.
So Sketch is always trying to impress Parker, his mentor, with the amount of information and intel he can pick up on what other takers are looking into and what they're trying to get done. And so Sketch also plays off of the fact that he's one of the few kids running around, and he wears clothes that are just a little too big, and he talks like he's off a chipper TV show, and he does all of these things to make people think he's younger than he is so that he can just slide into crowds. And so Sketch is going to use his sneak ability to scope out the competition, see who else is looking for gigs, and how we can exploit their weaknesses. Sketch comes with a sneak ability of 4.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is 10 on the black die, so a 14 total against a 4 on the red die.
Great. You're sneaking through the crowds as people are like coming and going from what their shifts. A lot of people, again, at the fish farms down below are on teams repairing the bridge and the community structures, yada, yada, yada. But there's a big crowd at one of the cookhouses that is known to, like, the guy who runs it is known to keep a supply of liquor. Probably he has a still someplace, but no one knows about it, and a lot of people consider that a very stupid and dangerous thing to do, is to run a still in a confined environment, but no one's been able to stop him, and a lot of people want to buy liquor. So you are around there when you spot a woman you've seen before. She's in collapse-era military fatigues, and she's got like an infantryman's helmet on, but it's got a aftermarket consumer headlamp like attached to it. You recognize her as Flicker. She's part of a group of takers who call themselves glowworms. They operate out of... People are unsure if they operate out of a full enclave or if they just have a hideout, but supposedly, and certainly they play this up, they operate out of an old Minuteman silo that was decommissioned, an old intercontinental ballistic missile silo here in North Dakota. But they are kicking around and planning to pick up jobs, and you can hear them talking a little bit about like Donovan in particular. Like you hear that name once or twice, even though it doesn't mean too much to you yet. All right, who wants to do some prep next?
I'll go for it. I'll rock and roll.
Awesome.
I see that there's a find equilibrium option here. Is that a thing that
yes,
that could be
so
done?
When you check the equilibrium, it lets you find out the potential profit from a given job. It'll reveal the number of dice and chips at default.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that this older, very, very shiny, bald-headed man wearing very scary clothing, and generally speaking, I think he's earned the attention of some folks around, and they know they can go to him for some scripture, some really good, something that they can take with them when they go out on their job, and things that are meaningless, he gives them some meaning. So I imagine that he's going around, he's using a scheme. I imagine he's going around and saying things and giving these like very nice,
there is a way out sort of speeches, like
more exists beyond the bridge. We are made to feel it and to smell and to experience it all. That is how the Maker intended. Have you heard about anything's going on in town? No, it's not that. Yeah.
And like every great cult leader using scheme without knowing they're using scheme.
Very good.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and hit us with that roll.
Okie dokie, artichokes. Okie doke. I think that's good. So I went ahead and rolled a 6 on the black die, plus my 2, so 8, and then I got a 1 on the red die. So
great. So I will tell you that all of the jobs are going to have the same number of dice today. They're going to have a slightly varying number of chips. I will tell you what Donovan's chips are and what the dice for everything are, but just to keep it a little simpler. You are talking to one of these people. The black math is not big on comforting people, but every faith has a version of something is looking out for you. And in your case, it's there are heroes out there who are going to do what it takes to bring tomorrow, right? And there are a few people who are not invested in the math the way that you are, but who respect you as a killer of casualties and as someone who's clued into these things. And one of them tells you that not a lot of people showing up for Donovan's work. It seems like pickings are pretty slim. There's not a lot of people willing to do the kind of things he wants, which drives the price. That makes him a little more willing to pay the price. So The initial price for a job is set by how far away it is, the number of people they're employing, and then it is chipped away at by reputations and other things. I'm going to take a moment to double check with Caleb. I'm not missing anything for the number of dice, right? Is there something other than labor and
I don't believe so for a one shot.
For a one shot?
If you are known as the puppy killers, that is going to hurt your chances in negotiations. So there's a reputation factor in, but I don't think we're
awesome.
And
how did you
also
know?
if it's your brother that's giving you the job, that can also give you dice or something like that.
Yep. So you guys have no relationships or rep. So we're looking at 8d10 for the pool of dice. Supply and demand is one chip at the moment. Donovan knows he can't get anybody to do this, but he could maybe get somebody, right? Somebody could do this, or there's some other equivalent to what he's looking for out there in the world. You guys do not have any negative rep or relationships with Donovan. I will tell you for free, there is at least one of the other job options. Someone has a bad opinion of at least one of you. So that is floating around there.
Got it. But Donovan specifically does not. Is what you're saying?
He has no opinion of you guys. You guys are, as far as he knows, mercenaries in the wilderness. He'll take anybody who seems
friendly locals,
remotely competent. And he is, well, you'll see if you meet him. All right. Smoke, McStuffins, either you want to do some prep, poke around one of the other potential jobs?
Yeah, I will learn by being a doctor, because I find that people want to talk about other people more than themselves when I'm poking and prodding them and asking them to cough. So I'm going to roll my doctor skill and see if I can pick up a different job just by running my little clinic.
Love it. Yeah, it's not hard. People want to talk about anything other than ow, no, I didn't sleep with her, etc., etc. Well,
owing to my fantastic luck, I rolled 3 and 3, which is a critical failure.
Nice.
If I recall the way I wrote the rules,
you remember
so foolishly
correctly.
a while ago. Okay, yeah.
Yep. You are talking to the guy who, in fact, you removed the gaff hook from his hand, and he really doesn't want to talk about the fact that he's probably going to have his hand infected. You're maybe a little dour about that, and he's getting a little frustrated with you. In the when you start to try and turn the conversation towards, hey, who's looking for work, he gets a little frustrated and stands up and really aggressively and starts shouting at you. And when he does, his hip just bumps against the table, and that last bottle of disinfectant just tips over right on the edge. And you're not that slow. You don't lose all of it, but every drop, man, every drop hurts.
I will use my fight, or at least because it's a choke, break, gouge, it's an action, to sit that guy down and make sure he speaks to McStuffin about what he needs.
Yeah, you've been hanging around and you're gonna bounce for McStuffins and be like, hey,
sorta. I
you
mean,
owe
I
him
got
for that. Tell us something.
You kind of
okay.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
I said it wasn't gonna be easy, but y'all are far more creative than I am, clearly. So go ahead.
I grab his injured hand really painfully. I'm like, well, I got to protect your wound. He's infected. Yeah, I gotta elevate that. Yeah.
I got 3 on the black, but I got 2 in fight. That makes me 5, but I also have 5 on the red.
Woof.
Great. I will
Dirty 5 and a
check, just so I have it right
ties
going
go to
forward.
the market. Yeah.
Ties go to the market, so no luck there. The guy calms down a little bit. He's being held by a Leighton and has an open cut. He goes paralytically still and starts mumbling about Mike and I got to get back to work. I mean, Mike is, and he's not going to give you anything. He's about to panic. You've seen this before, Smoke. People, when you touch people, they tend to get like this.
All right, why don't you go back to work? You're cleared to go back to work.
Yep.
You have my note. Yeah.
Thank
just
you.
Leave.
Yep, I'm out. You won't see me again today. He leaves. He's probably wrong. It's not that big of a bridge. So we found out about one job, a DHQS go-between named Donovan. Rumor is he came in on an ultralight with a hard-ass bodyguard with him, and he's looking for people to plug in a computer. That's the only gig we know about, so that makes that particularly simple.
Capitalism's about choice. You see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Do
you
the
had the
one
choice to
job
not
you are
care
allowed
about
to do to
competition or the equilibrium, and just
Yeah.
I will say, actually, this is a great time to talk about it. If you really care and you want to really find out what one of the other options are, Smoke, you could spend a point of will to change the results of the dice and upgrade to a success here.
I mean, I got 2 in will. That's going to turn into 1.
That'll turn into 1. You'll only be able to do it once more for this very consequential one-shot.
All right, and after 0, what? I blow my brains out? Hopefully
No,
not.
you're set. That's a whole different stat.
Don't worry.
All right.
Considering self-harm.
I'm this close to killing myself. Okay.
Every day, Charlie.
Every fucking day. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'll spend 1 will.
Great. That looks like, I think, you like steadying the guy and like stepping back and like reminding him that, hey, all other things aside, you've been here a minute. You're part of the same community. And he grumbles and goes, yeah, Mike's flipping out about the fucking fish. He's, the sturgeon, they got some kind of fucking rash or whatever, and he needs people to go, poke around the old fucking fish farms and see if they can dredge up some, what do you call them? Fish antibiotics. I don't know if those are the same for people and whatnot, but, yeah, he's real head up about that fucking shit. So that is the other job. The 2 contracts you know about are Donovan with late submission and Mike Tishmack with fish story. So up to you. I love to give things little names. Helps me.
So at this point, do we each decide individually where we're heading, which job we want, or?
Great question. As a group, you guys are going to choose the job you want, and you're going to send a negotiator to that job. We will then run a scene where each of you guys has an opportunity to, like, in flashback, scam your client. Either scam sometimes is fair, but mostly not. But to get a better deal, and your negotiator will represent you in conversation with your client, keeping up the banter, making sure that they're answering any potential questions or problems your potential client might have. So you guys need to decide. You can go talk to DHQS asshole who doesn't know his head from a casualty, Donovan, or the guy who runs the fish farm under the bridge and is solely responsible for the survival of the town and is just a gruff old asshole who you all know and who does not like some of you, Mike Tishmack.
I would imagine at this, I assume there's like it's kind of a meeting, whether or not it's official or whatever. Like we're all, and I would imagine that Null would bring in and say something along the lines of, "I've done the math. Seems as though the most reasonable variable, you would call it trust, I think. We certainly we have nothing. No variables exist with this Donovan. However, the other, it appears he has something not quite right in his equation."
It's crazy, Null, how you can say everything and nothing at the same time sometimes.
The scenarios
kind of
and the equations are so complex. You're right, it's quite a miracle that I'm able to gather them all together, but I do it for the betterment of me and for the equation itself.
Yeah,
Truly
you said lots of words, but the word that I caught on to was we have no variables with Donovan?
None.
That's not
Zero.
That's not
even.
true. That's not true. Parker, you'll be so proud of me. I snuck down to the still. They never saw me coming. I was like, wah, 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 and they didn't even see me. And I heard that the glowworms are in town and they want to talk to Donovan too. And so if we go to Donovan, we're gonna have to outbid the glowworms. You know that word I'm not supposed to say, flicker, that word I'm not supposed to say that rhymes with witch and rhymes with bitch. She is in town. And I saw her and she was talking about Donovan at the still that I'm not supposed to know about. Ha! Aren't you proud of me?
Parker just kind of roughs his hair. He says, "That's my boy." Yeah. Well,
That's right.
Maybe they haven't got to him yet. So, hey, I'd say we head on over there right now.
Cool. So we want to talk to Donovan?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Excellent. Late submission it is. All right. So the sailboat up on the bridge, we see they have taken out like a deck chair, and there's a guy sitting in it, and he's got one of those trifold tanning things, and he's propped it up on his chest, but he is in a full suit. And he is trying to look nonchalant. He is sweating. He is like a pale, bald guy. He doesn't look like he gets out and does a bunch of work in the field. He is dressed in clothes that from afar look like nice and expensive, but up close it's pretty clear they were like dragged out of a vacuum sealed bag and are like still creased wrong, like they haven't hung on a person or even a hanger for very long. He is accompanied by a burly, salt and pepper haired older man who, when Parker approaches to begin the negotiation, like pats Parker down for weapons and gives him the old, "You can head up to the deck, Donovan. I'll talk to you now."
Sorry, as a quick aside, I would imagine, like walking up, I would like to imagine that Null maybe goes to make stuff and like, typically the multiplication of the sun's rays happens while one is naked, correct?
What?
All right.
Beautiful. Okay.
For a guy who's so good at math, it seems like you have to count on your face with tattoos?
Oh, heavens. Please don't talk about that. We're in public. I only speak about that when I'm ready.
I got a fellowship. I used to be a literal millionaire, and I work with you now. Okay,
you are nothing but a marginal error. He walks away to the side.
What the fuck does this guy think a math is?
I think you're more than an error.
We're going to start alternating between scam and set. Each taker gets to scam, including our negotiator, because this is all in flashback. And then the set is the negotiator hanging out with the client, bantering, chatting, talking, working through some of the details of the contract as they try to say like, well, you know, I know XYZ thing about y'all, so I'm chipping down the price a little bit. So who wants to run the first scam? Hell yeah.
Parker.
I does.
All right. The three options here are to manipulate by making the price of your services, the general services in the area, seem more expensive, to sabotage the competition, since you guys know the glowworms are after this, or to get intel about who Donovan is and what he cares about that you can use against him later. What do you want to do?
I'm going to go with what I think is the slimiest option, which is to gather intel on Donovan.
Great. What skill do you want to roll? And how are you going to find out about Donovan's spots? Anything you want to have in mind in general?
Well, I'm going to use the scheme skill again. How do I want to do that? Well, I think, I mean, if I have resources in the form of other people that I can kind of...
One of your dependents is your somewhat incompetent partner in crime, pleb.
Yeah. I think what I want to do is I want to approach Donovan and kind of like set sketch on like sneak around and find shit duty.
Great. So let's have that be Sketch's scam then. Okay. So while you're like posting up, starting to talk to Donovan, you know, you get up and he goes, "Pleasure to meet you. I'm Donovan." And he folds up the tanning screen and sets it down. He stands up and you can see he has like caked on sunscreen, extends a slimy hand towards Parker, and we see Sketch. Sketch, are you just breaking into like the sailboat from the backside here, or where 100%. Are you sneaking? 100%. Beautiful. All right, roll those beautiful beans. Tell me how it turns out.
Oh yeah, so I rolled a 6 on the black, plus 4 for my sneak gets me to 10, and which beats even the formidable 9 on the red die.
Nice. Great. You get inside and you see that Donovan has like filled the interior, like he has brought an insane amount of stuff with him. If he came in on an ultralight, it was overloaded. Like there is a pair of suitcases filled with what look like scavenged suits, like just a dozen of them as you look through them. And you get the feeling that this dude is obsessed with the idea that he looks good, even if he looks like an idiot to everyone else. He thinks he looks good. His weak spot in particular is gotta look good doing it. Everything has to look good. He is image obsessed. All right.
Which is hilarious, given the Sisyphean image of him tanning his face covered in sunscreen.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I love it, man.
I heard of you. I was talking around to some of the people on this bridge. You're Parker, right?
Yeah. I heard of you too. How you been?
It's good to meet you. I'd love to sit down. Would you care for a beverage? I could offer you an iced beverage, maybe a soda. I picked up some pop on the way in.
A pop? Oh, living in luxury. Absolutely, yeah.
I think, in fact, we might have a mutual acquaintance, he says as he stands up and he goes over to a soft-sided cooler and pulls out some bottles and cracks one of them open and sets it down. It is a glass bottled Mexican Coke bottle. You're not sure how this survived 5 years, if it's still good. He is offering to you as if it is. Who knows? But if
it's cloudy, I'm still drinking it.
It is so crisp. It is delicious. But he says, we have a mutual acquaintance, actually. A couple people back east who I work with, who helped me in the endeavors of bringing things in and out of the recession as need be. And he names a middle, not a a maid man, not a boss in the valet family, but a crime. A criminal you are associated with, and he here is trying to leverage the fact that you are in hock to them as you should work for me because I already have an in with your bosses. This is him trying to chip you using your tough spot steward. You can deliver a comeback to resist that chip by retorting, by using any charisma skill you think is applicable.
All right. I am going to use, I mean, the essential tone that I want to take here, and I'm trying to work out what I want to do mechanically, is essentially I want to kind of give the feeling of oh, you know them. You know them better than me. You kind of think you've got a handle on this game that we're running.
Yeah.
Better than I do. Interesting.
You're very subtly threatening him, you've opened this is a bad door for you to open. Walk back, right?
Yeah, oh, you're dropping a real fucking interesting name right now. Which I suppose would fall under coerce.
Yep.
If I had to put a label on it. And woof. Oh, okay. So that's a 10 v9. So that is a pass. I'm in the black.
Great. He does not add a chip here. He goes, yo, sorry, my apologies. I did not mean to tread on your toes, my friend. Let's settle in and enjoy our beverages, and we can begin to commiserate and discuss the opportunity I have in mind. Who would love to do... I'm talking like this guy now a little bit. Who wants to do their scam act?
Who would love?
I'll go.
Yeah.
I'd like to sabotage the competition.
Great. Yeah, how are you sabotaging the glowworms?
I'm going to lie.
Good. Always a solid choice in any economy.
I'm going to show... I don't know where they're at. I'm going to show up to wherever they're hanging out at.
They're still drinking it up at the cook shack. They don't have a still at their joint, so they're enjoying the fruits of Forebear's labor while they can.
Yeah, I show up to where they're drinking. Are you the glowworms?
Flicker turns over. She nods and goes, yeah, that's us. What's it to you, Doc?
Oh, good. Thank God I found you guys. All right, roll up your sleeves. And I get out the largest, most invasive medical equipment I can lay out on a table. Antiquated syringes,
rubber hoses.
Rubber. Yeah, a big pill. And I'm just laying out. I was like, yeah, I thought my crew was going to go for that job, but we decided to go for the fish thing. But Donovan hired me to do some work to make sure that you're ready to go for that. But man, I'm glad I'm not going where you guys are going.
Great.
All right, so this potassium suppository, you're going to want that deep because your liver is going to be taking a lot of rads, is what he told me. And I'm just laying out, you're going to need these shots for this and this. I'm really trying to lay it on thick. Yeah.
Flicker is
we'll see how Flicker responds, but some of her companions are going like pale, especially at the discussion of radiation. So
I'm guessing you guys don't grow bananas in that missile silo, right? Because you're going to need a lot of them. Yeah, I'm just going, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm just really laying it on, yeah. Rolling it. 10-10, crit success. I'll take
Hell yeah.
crits on both sides, yeah. So
Yeah, swing big each way. You start laying out all of your stuff, and everyone else goes pale, and like Flicker looks back at them and goes, sorry, Rads? He didn't mention, hold on, I need to talk to my companions. Okay, I think as a result of the critical, I want to give you something a little bit extra here. So she says, well, fuck, I thought we were just supposed to go hook the damn thing up to the Ubik and, broadcast it back to him. I didn't have any idea that this was supposed to be some kind of, okay, you know what? Let me talk to my crew. You got that clinic on the other side of the bridge, right?
Yeah.
All right. Here, she like hands you like whatever she hands you. God, what would it be for her? She hands you like a old military badge that she has like scraped a bunch of stuff off of and like put her name on like it's a card, and she hands it to you. She says, "Here, hold on to this. I will come by and we can talk about the stuff later, but damn, I really thought that guy was just some kind of DHQS stooge. I didn't know he was going to try and pull one over on us like that. But what she is actually giving you is, you realize it's still an ID. She's defaced it somewhat, but like you could just turn that in as money instead of using it as her business card. Like she's just giving you cash. I'll
keep track of this until you come by. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. On the boat, Donovan explains or says to Parker, "Mr. Parker, are you a literary fellow? Do you read, engage in the pursuits of the finer arts and content and media and such?"
Yeah, that's how I spend a lot of my time.
Oh, wonderful. Well, this will be of particular interest to you, I think. Are you familiar with the noble, the laureate of North Dakota, Savannah Steele, perhaps? A romance author of some renown.
Enlighten me.
Yes, of course. Well, you see, Miss Steele, she was a bit of a recluse. She lived in a converted home here. Well, not here, but in the Dakotas, and she was quite the popular author before the collapse, and well, due to some themes in her work, she's become all the more popular since. Now, she fortunately survived, but not all of her work journeyed with her into the recession. I was hopeful that you might be willing to consider, for me, visiting her home and poking around her office. The basic thing he wants you to do here is there is a popular romance author whose last manuscript never made it out of the loss. He wants to plagiarize it from her. And he wants you to just go and hook her old computer up to a Ubik. He wants you to just take a portable battery, hook it up, and email him that manuscript. He's not expecting physical delivery, but he does say, and if you do acquire a physical copy, why, there are some collectors who'd be quite interested, and I would be able to offer a substantial remuneration in that occasion. And he is offering a bribe here. He is going to pay you extra on the condition that you bring back a physical copy.
I love it. Just like in a time where art is an all-time, like, not at a premium at all. He's
not for you.
Physical copy.
Not for you. There are
some
people
of the
in the
shittiest
recession
art
who are reading their smut still, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. They're like, yeah, I want the new one. I need the new shit.
Just absolutely disdain written all over his face, but he's down.
Great.
And he agrees to the job.
Awesome. So you cannot retort to a bribe, notably, because they're offering you more money. It's just not in necessarily the form you want it. In this case, it is just conditional. It is more money, but it is conditional. So who wants to do their scam next? I think we have a couple more still to see.
I'm going to try and sabotage the competition. They have
All right,
vehicles, right?
I will tell you that the glowworms have been sabotaged enough.
Oh, okay.
They only had one die to sabotage with.
Oh, okay.
They're not coming around if they think there's any chance they're going to get irradiated. It is the thing they are most afraid of. But you can manipulate by making it seem like there's a bigger market for romance novels, or that there's, no one else is possibly going to take this job, that there's just no other way he gets anyone to go to this part of the world. Or you could use intel to learn about one of his spots.
So that would entitle what? Research, I guess?
What skill were you going to do in the first place?
What was your...
Well, at first I was going to sabotage the vehicles of the glowworms, but...
sabotage the vehicles of another taker group that's not even competing for it. You've still reduced the supply of taker groups and increased the supply our demand.
That's a great point. Yeah, I think that's true.
You could just be a dick and to other people and it still works. Yeah. They could have nothing to do with it.
You'd be like, look, everyone else, there's nobody else. I mean, that will drive the price up for sure.
Yeah, if I'm selling water and I blow up your water still, my water just became more expensive. We're good. Yeah.
Basic economics here.
Yeah, I mean, I could salvage some parts of their vehicles, I guess, for our usage.
Yeah. So were you going to use rig for this to sabotage?
Yeah, or scavenge. That was one or the other, but it's +1 regardless, so I could use that.
Let's go with rig. Sure. They're distracted having their little meeting about radiation poisoning, so go ahead and roll.
Yeah,
see how your rigging goes.
8 on
If
black.
he rolls a crit,
it's 8 on black,
Marine
4
paint?
on... No, it's not
Great.
a crit.
Easy. You siphon some fuel off. It doesn't take much. They now got to go buy a bunch of fuel, and they look like idiots schlepping it across town right in front of his boat. So we actually see that happen as he's talking to Parker. He glances over and sees him and just shakes his head and says, I will say it is excellent to be working with a man who is a consummate professional such as yourself, Mr. Parker. I hate to say that many of your comrades here in this area do not impress me with their skills and their preparations. Now, I am worried, though. You have in your number someone who I would consider a liability. I've heard somewhat that the man McStuffins, is it? He spends all his time helping other people, running to and fro, doing such doctorly things. Word is he's been diverted from some jobs you've had in the past in order to work on those in need. Well, doesn't seem like a good investment to me. And here he is trying to chip away at the fact that McStuffins has a spot related to his Hippocratic oath. So you have a chance to retort if you'd like.
Yeah. Wow. What a piece of shit. Cool. I'm going to go for, I'm just going to rail on that coerce. Just kind of like...
If it's what you're good at,
Like,
it doesn't go bad.
What's your fucking problem with people helping people,
Yeah,
That's,
you're just trying to make...
actually like, you sound like a fucking psychopath.
Nice. Yes.
Not to be
Go ahead and
rude
roll
or
that.
anything, and I understand, the circumstances and whatever, but you sound like a fucking piece of shit.
Okay. I don't have a way to make this more difficult, but go ahead and roll, and if you fail, you'll get a chip now, and if this were ongoing, you would get a bad relationship with this guy. But we're not going to worry about that for now, but you can go ahead and roll your coerce.
Well, it's my first failure of the evening. That's with my coerce skill, that's a 6 against 9.
Great. So that chip is added, and he looks at you and he sighs. He goes, see, I thought you were a professional, Mr. Parker, but I can see now that maybe you're not cut out for business. And, he just thinks you are also too soft-hearted to be in this line of work. Null, do you want to run a scam?
Yeah, so I think that since Null, gets around a good bit and chats with many folks who are, religious or some version of that, I think he would know some folks who tend to be just a little bit more on the edge of sanity. And so I think he finds somebody that is, has shown some tendencies, that circle around fire. Kind of sits him down, maybe a nice view over the bridge, and he says something like, the fire doesn't destroy, clarifies, subtracts the unneeded, leaves behind the truth. I know you were born to do that, and you were born to be the decimal, the rounding, all the variables that are out of whack. You are the one who is meant to make that be. Do you see that shack over there?
Uh-huh.
All right, now, sorry, I had to,
You got it.
See the shack over there? It's very important. You get down there and you reduce that variable to ash.
Great. So you're convincing someone who is on the edge that they should engage in some light pyromania.
And I, of course, thinking that the building they're making go boom is a resource that is very worthwhile and needed. It's something that we could say, oh, yes, well, look, seems like that's something we thought was safe. That one resource, it really wasn't very safe, but we have access to it. Don't worry.
I've got something for that if you want, I think. You could convince this guy to set file to the actual small stockpile of avgas they are expecting to buy from somebody, right? You can hurt your own community member by making these people's lives a little more scary, and that will probably make them willing to just pay more money to just have a good job done. So to go ahead and roll, I guess, coerce here. We're doing a lot of this. No one ever said takers were good people, but go ahead and coerce your mathematical parishioner to go commit some arson.
Parishioner. Yeah, that is going to be an 8 + 1 on the black die and a 4 on the red die.
Nailed it. Yeah. Parker winces as he is talking to... sorry, not Parker. Donovan winces as he's talking to Parker and says, but I admit we are in a pickle. You see, your little town is proven to be quite an unpleasant place, and I think the unpleasantness here is rather catching. Some of the resources we had intended to purchase they've gone up in smoke recently, and I would like to be out of here as soon as possible. So if you're willing to move swiftly, I would appreciate that. But I'm still concerned, perhaps, with your crew, Parker. Is it true that one of you is, a child? You're bringing a child out there on your jobs? And we're just going to dig at sketches, put the soldier in child soldier. Yeah, that's more about being a soldier than a child. We'll put it in I remember what fun was like. He's digging into that a little bit. So, Parker, do you want to retort and tell him it's actually okay to bring a child into the wasteland? It's good, actually, to expose children to the horrors. They yearn for it.
It's good.
Nah, fuck persuading this guy. I'm going to double down on the coerce, actually, because that's what it seems that we're doing. And it's going to be like, it seems to me that your idea of professionalism and efficacy is a little fucking outdated, don't you think?
This is good. I like that angle. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
That is a 6 and a 6 plus 2.
Critical success.
For an 8.
He holds his hand up and goes, okay, all right then.
Fuck this guy.
I understand, of course. What am I going to do here? I will tell you, when you say that, goes, very well. And he is going to admit to you the tough spot for this job. The tough spot is a complication that he knows about for the job that he's been hiding. He says, well, I see, one of the situations at hand, you mentioned things are outdated. Well, Miss Steele was not an outdated woman for her time. She was admittedly a bit paranoid. She had installed upon her property a sort of solar-powered alarm system of some kind, and I feel I should warn you that engaging on that site might result in the, arousing the attention of the weather, so to speak, as I'm told you call it. There's some kind of alarm he thinks still works, which might attract casualties if it's tripped. But he is now telling you that, which you can use against him. Normally, Parker would get a chance to scam, but since you got that crit and I've given it to you for free, we're actually, I think, going to slide a little early, just also to save some time, into the offer. Currently,
he has 3 chips, and you guys have added an additional die to the 8 you started with for 9. Each chip will remove 5 from the pool, but I've gone ahead and rolled very well, actually. 1, 3, 3, 7, 7, 3 9s, and a 10. So a big fat payout on this one. Each spot of intel you know, so the fact that he is image obsessed and the fact that there's this alarm there, you can use to remove a chip by pointing out how his spot conflicts with what he's been talking about, or you can counter by talking up your crew, and in which case you could re-roll one of the low dice. So which ones do you want to do? You get 2 of these.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like given the tone of the conversation so far, like at risk of being one note here, it just seems to make narrative sense to me that I would just be like,
calling him out left and right.
Like, first of all, who are you to question like the fucking pedigree of my crew? Like, having a child soldier is a benefit, asshole. And by the way, why the fuck are you just now telling me about the alarm system? You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's not professional either, you piece of shit. Well, at the end of the day, you managed to wear him down. Excellent roll. Only 1 chip remaining. You guys are looking at a fat payout of 53 bounty, which is enough to pay for all of your dependents to live in luxury and then some. Like, this is a good gig to get. Now, I mean, it's not forever. It's for a couple weeks, however long you can scrape it together. But these DHQS cats roll with fat pockets. So you have been given the GPS coordinates of Savannah Steele's old home and office. They're 2 separate buildings in kind of the desolate plains of North Dakota, kind of away from everything else. An old converted church and farmhouse and across from each other in a field. She was bought the church and started writing in it, lived in the farmhouse. He's not really sure where you can expect to find things, but it's in one of those 2 buildings. You have the GPS coordinates. You know where you're headed, so it's time to saddle up and hit the road. Not literally saddle up. The horses did not do so well. So the way that this works is every job is a particular distance away from your enclave. This is measured in shifts. Everyone knows commuting's the worst, and it has a cost. So everyone is going to end up paying labor charges in order to get where you're going. Y'all don't have an appropriate vehicle here. There are boats around, but you are going overland, so it's hoofing it for y'all. We see y'all probably set out from the still intact east side of the bridge. Are y'all following like the old roads, or are y'all like it's North Dakota, it's mostly plains. Are you cutting it overland away from everything else? What's the general vibe?
Whether or not we actually do or don't utilize the roads, Null would be heavily interested in using the roads. Something along the lines of like, the determined order is what we must follow. We can't just choose chaos going into the woods and plains. Disgusting. How could you even assume that was an option?
Because it sounds like fun. We can explore.
Who would be the character that's like most likely to like be the tracker or like navigator?
That's like a great question. Maybe, I don't know if anyone has any particular skills that really nail this down, but Parker and Sketch both have access to Ubix specs, which they could use to get maps and stuff. Right? They have some limited ability to call in people. And then other than that,
Null has the librarian profession, but I don't know necessarily if that means he'd be good at the maps today, but he probably knows how the roads looked a little bit ago.
I mean, narratively, I love the idea of like relying on a child and the internet.
Yeah, that seems better.
To like get us where we're going.
Hell yeah. Well, luckily, this is not untread ground. You guys, navigating is a matter of like deciding your route and going and keeping an eye out for problems along the way. So you guys take the roads as Null doesn't complain. He lets be known that he has a philosophical interest in order. So everyone go ahead and mark off a charge of labor as you guys make your way through the Nords along the roads, first west and then north through the wide expanses of the Dakota Plains. There is a small town to the west of the bridge, but it was burnt down during the collapse. So it's just a couple husks now being slowly grown over by the landscape. There are a decent number of cars still abandoned on the roads, but in most places they have been stripped of the most useful and easily removable materials. Seatbelts, tires, wiring, gas, that sort of thing. And so you are kind of winding your way through the occasional husk of a vehicle, but it's quiet. And the weather, both the literal weather in terms of the North Dakota late spring, is not so bad, and there is not much sign of casualties. You see, as you pass through a highway off-ramp, you see a sign that someone has killed a casualty recently. You see a corpse sprawled out that someone has removed the head from, and it has the distinctive black veins of a casualty or latent. But there's no sign of actually active casualties at the moment, other than, maybe a sighting in the distance that you work your way around. But after, most of a good day's walking cautiously, keeping your eyes on the horizons, one of you starts to hear, it's not that you hear something actually, it's that you see something that you have not seen in a while, in a couple of years actually. Some of you may take a second to recognize that it's not a kite or a piece of the Ubik network, but some kind of bird, a falcon or or bird of prey of some kind. It is flying in a wide pattern by this off the road a ways from where you guys have been following. And most predatory birds made the bad mistake of eating human corpses during the collapse, so they just aren't anymore for the most part. The blight does bad things to animals when they eat it, even if it doesn't turn them into zombies. So this is a decidedly unusual sight.
And we can tell, to be clear, that it is not a blighted bird. It is not...
You've never heard of such a thing. Animals, when they consume the blight, they die horribly. They do not become casualties. Now, there are rumors, there are urban legends about horrible things happening, but you've never seen it or seen any evidence of it.
Parker, do you see it? Is that...
Parker, you look as you turn to Parker and look at him. He's actually in the process of dumping what looks to be a jug of piss all over his head. He is utilizing his scent blocker because he's got a bad feeling about what he's walking into right now. Mm-hmm. And you just smell nothing but urea and ammonia and possibly gasoline.
You smell quite strong.
Hey, it makes you invisible to these things. I've got mine too, but do you think they're around?
Well, I don't like the smell of piss, Sketch, do I?
Some do. Some enjoy it.
It's kind of an improvement.
I don't.
You're an asshole. So are you.
Thank you. Oh, wait.
No.
Cool. Does anyone want to do anything in particular about this bird? Do you guys want to go check out where it's circling? Do you want to use any gear to check it out? Do you want to rack your memory? Yeah, definitely.
Get an idea.
Is your intent here to know about what's going on or to figure out how to approach?
My intent would be to understand why this bird's out here. Is it an anomaly? Is it trained and that's why it hasn't eaten something dead and died? Is it... Yeah. Does it have a GoPro strapped to it, and is it watching us? Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Great question.
I got it. 5/4, so that's 7/4. Yeah.
Great. Black. You figure that it could be a fake bird, but it really looks like a real one. Someone could have made a drone. It could be an anomaly, but you've never heard of an anomalous bird like this. What would that even be? You're not sure. Train seems the most likely, and maybe you borrow one of your comrades' scoped rifles or use some tool to take a closer look, and it does look like the circling bird has tasseled ties around its legs that are dangling. So you figure that this is somebody's trained bird circling for some reason.
He didn't come out here alone. Somebody walked him.
That bird only knows one shape. He'll move to the front of like the little walking crowd, and if you'd like, I kind of want to utilize the riot shield as kind of like the rampart. Like he's right in front. He wants to maybe use his wield to just kind of have an active shield, kind of moving forward.
Yeah,
very
for sure. As you guys like depart the road, you walk through a ditch. The old setbacks were peeled away here a while ago, so like it's old farmland that is now barren and mostly like windblown dust and some like scraps of cover crop that are like trying to hold on, but no one's taking care of it, and no one has laid down the transgenic seeds that will survive in like the wildly varying climate. So it's a lot of dust and dirt. You trudge through it, and you see that as you get closer that there is like a old chimney standing upright in the middle of the field, and like part of a wall remaining. The rest of it looks like wasn't burned, but like someone intentionally demolished it, or like a tornado tore through, but like part of a house torn away. And as you get closer, you don't hear the bird. It remains silent, but it continues to circle, and you can see more clearly that it is a decently sized hawk with a pair of tassels on, and that there is the only remaining thing for this building is the external like cellar door style like tornado shelter doors are like one flap of it is open.
Did McStuffins clue us into the bird circling and the tassels it saw?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So then, I think that surprising no one, Null would be prepping for a fight. He'd remove the machete from his seatbelt harness on his chest and start maybe saying something silly like, "Chaos will not survive here." It's like, just very broody.
Can you tell us before we go too much further, can you tell me so there's a partial wall, there's a chimney, and what is the relative location of the cellar door?
It is up against the remaining partial wall. So like partial wall, chimney.
So would it be theoretically possible to climb the wall from the other side and to get a perspective? Then
to like look down.
Completely ignoring the nonsense of Null, Parker's going to surge ahead of the group as a fast little devil, and is going to practice his parkour skills to climb the partial wall from the other side to get a vantage point into the cellar door.
Great. Go ahead and roll move.
Oh, yes. So move is 10 on the black die plus 3, 13 against a 7.
Great.
And so is that the move to get ahead of the group, or is that the parkour to get up?
It's the whole thing.
Okay, because I've parkour as a skill, so I really wanted to use it this time.
Hell yeah. You shoot up the wall, and as you do, you get to the top and you look down, and you can see that there's a couple shell casings on the stairs, and you can see what looks like, you're not sure, like signs that someone else passed through. But as you climb up and look down, you also notice that there are a few markings on the walls, not of like blood or no one's written anything, but it actually looks like caked on like mud or vomit or something on some of the steps. And as you get close, you can kind of very vaguely in the distance, over like the hollow sound of the wind over the dusty plain, hear like a incoherent voice mumbling to itself. I gotta get out. It is very thin, but like you can hear something making those words.
How far?
It's definitely words.
How far away is Sketch from us right now? Just the rest of the group.
He ran like 100 feet ahead of y'all, right? Like he started chugging when you were like a football field away. Got there before you. Okay. So you guys are like coming up slowly, but as you approach, you will hear the same thing.
Right.
Guys, I think we have someone down there. Almost comically, Sketch is going to unsling the rifle that is almost his size and point it down from his perch down the cellar doors.
Good.
Parker trusts those instincts and is always also going to unsling his rifle and kind of bring it to bear as he approaches.
There is a foul and fetid odor as you approach. Like not just of like the dried vomit, not just the faint smell of like crushed gunpowder, but there is a like smell of effluence. Even over this, the smell of the scent blocker, there's additional urea. There's the like almost iron scent of sweat, and then there is a deep and abiding smell of like it's not that deep actually. There is a faint whiff of rot as well. Are you guys sneaking as you approach? Are you like trying to remain stealthy, or are you just like tromping in? What's the approach?
The second that Parker saw Sketch up there and then drawing a weapon, given my trust in his instincts, I immediately would go into sneak mode at that point.
I don't think Null would not sneak, but he would probably stay a little bit back. He's not stupid, you know? Like, he would love to go in there and kill whatever's in there, but also he recognizes that it's not all out like battle for glory time yet, so he'll just stay far enough away that he's got a fantastic view. He'll prep his machete for inscribing the number 9, which will be the 9th kill if he gets it.
Great. Go ahead and roll sneak, Parker, if you are creeping down the stairs.
Okie doke.
As you do, you hear the voice. I'm not going to let him get me. I'm not going out like that. I won't let it happen. It's not for me.
Oh boy. That is an 8 versus 1 on the red.
Great. You creep down and you don't quite get all the way down. You poke your head down and you see what the faint smell of rot is. There are like mice and small herbivores, like a couple small bird carcasses just littering the floor. Around, like, as you get closer, and you like lean in a little bit and you can see propped up halfway on the back wall is it's dark, there's no light. You can vaguely make out a shadowy humanoid figure, and they are the source of the muttering. And after a moment, as your eyes acclimate, before they've seen you, you manage to like keep pressed against the wall so you're not framed in the light. You recognize that this person is there's a wavering shotgun that they occasionally pick up and like swings across the opening as this person down there talks about not being found. And as far as you can recall, you've never heard of a casualty or a vector swinging a shotgun around.
Got it. And for clarity, this figure is leaning against the wall opposite Sketch, or
yes. No, so he's down in the basement, right? So down in the shelter, like he is against the back wall facing the entrance, like he is trying to hold out with this shotgun, and he is surrounded by small animal carcasses.
Sketch is doing his Dark Knight perch atop the wall and looking down on you. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Almost guaranteeing that firing the rifle will knock him off the wall.
So yeah, I mean, I guess I want to kind of like approach this person. Like we've got 2 weapons trained on him now.
So he has not. I want to be clear. He has not seen you yet. Are you going to call out to him first, or like just step into the light? What does this look like?
This
Wait, one
looks
moment before. Can I see him?
No,
because I'm still
angle,
perched on the wall. So
you can see Parker on the stairs,
right?
But you cannot see all the way into the basement.
So currently there's 1 weapon trained on him.
Correct.
So, yeah. Okay, just clarifying.
Again, like the beginning of the word attack. I mean, no, yeah, prepped, ready to run, do all the crazy shit. Like he's waiting.
So then Parker's gonna like, look behind him and kind of usher the rest of the group forward. And I'm guessing Null's leading the pack.
I'd love to. Well, I have a shield.
Yep. McStuffins, this guy sounds quite familiar to you as you get closer. Not as in a person you have met before, but this dude is clearly, he is delirious for some reason as you get closer. Like, you're not sure this dude knows his ass from the shotgun he's waving around.
I don't even bother with this sneaking nonsense. I'm just like, sir, do you need any help?
What? Fuck. You hear like a rattle of metal on concrete for a second, and the voice goes, "Who's that? Who's there? Is that you, Denny?"
No, I was passing by, and my friends heard you. Didn't know if you needed any help. We're perfectly fine leaving if you don't need anything.
Do you have? Fuck, I'm in a bad way. Fucking. You hear the shotgun clatter to the ground. He goes, "Fuck, thank God,
My leg, it's fucked bad.
Null kind of puts his shield to the side, says, I'm not a doctor or a negotiator, but I can carry a lot of weight. And he goes up and he's like, McStuffin, what should I do with him?
I definitely put my hand on him. It's like, no, we got to do an examination first.
No,
I got this.
All right, let me know.
I put on latex gloves.
I'll go guard the exit.
I go down. I'll inspect his wound. Yeah, what do I see?
Yeah. As you go down, you can see all these carcasses. It looks like the bird has been bringing food to him. Probably not smart for him to eat these raw small animals, but his calf has been chewed most of the way through. You are familiar with bite marks like this, and this dude is delirious, but even so, he looks at you with a particular kind of fear, McStuffins. These are human teeth marks in his calf, but there are no signs of the blight making its way through him. But
how old's the wound?
It is gone pretty septic. It's almost a week old. You suspect he's been down here in his filth for a couple of days. He crawled down here to hold off some people or some casualties or whatever, and they got distracted. Maybe this Denny person lured him away. You're not sure, but he's in a very bad way.
Hey, what's your name?
It's Rico. I'm Rico.
So Rico, how long ago did this happen?
I don't know. It got dark outside 4 times. I think that it was 3 of them were night, and 1 time was a storm or something. I don't know. Couple of days.
3 or 4 days. You're well into the 95th, the 95th percentile. If you're gonna get this, looks like a cold bite. You look like you're probably good. Might have got a blank.
A blank?
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't take the infection.
Oh yeah, right. Of course. Yeah. Just I got lucky, I guess. Fuck. Do you have any water? I can't fucking.
Hey, can you feel this? I'm doing all the and I'll roll first aid on him. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead and roll.
I will spend 1 to do it, and then I will spend 3 more to give myself a +6.
Nice.
And I'm glad I did that, because it's 10 over 9.
Hell yeah. This leg doesn't have to come off right now, but it should come off in the next day, probably. Not the whole leg, but it could come off below the knee, but he would still have the joint. Peg leg will do him okay, but. Yeah, especially with the kind of stuff you're carrying, probably he has to lose the leg. But he doesn't appear to have any other damage. He's lost some weight from the fever that set in. Clearly high fever, the body trying to fight off the infection, but it's a losing battle.
Do you know where your buddy went? You got any way to get a contact with him?
Denny, he took the specs. He's the one who does that stuff. I can give you his number.
Yeah, I go to Parker.
Relay it over
somebody
to,
call the guy.
I will, Parker, if you want to spend a charge, you can give him a call, but, when you do, he does not respond immediately. You get the equivalent of an answering machine, hey, you've reached Denny. If you need a message delivered in North Dakota, I'm your guy. Come back, call me back. Give me another call.
I think I would spend that charge and hand the glasses over to McStuffins and take that hit. Yeah.
I'll leave a voicemail that will just be an up. I will give his BP. I'll say he's tacky. I will do the full pit, ER diagnosis.
Doctor.
You should get your buddy real soon. He's not doing well in this basement.
Are you just giving him first aid and some water and marching on, or are you taking off the leg? What's the look, McStuffins? Taking off the leg is going to mean y'all are going to need to camp overnight, probably. Maybe hole up for a little while.
Yeah, I will go consult with my team, which will be going outside the basement to talk with the crew and say, what do you want to do?
Everyone deserves
I'm cool with it.
to be assisted. Perhaps he will not become a marginal error, and that would be good. We can defend this place. The wall is helpful, and the basement is one entrance point.
Guys, I want to make clear we're all on the same board with it. I'm going to need one of you to help me snap his leg bones.
I'd be happy to.
This is going to be ugly, and he's probably going to bleed out while we do it. His chances of survival are not good. But if we leave him here, they're 0. This is not going to be a fun, pleasant camp while I do all the work. You're holding down limbs and listening to screams. Plus, we're going to have to get this door fortified if we're going to be this loud, because I'm not sure I have enough anesthetics to put him down.
You certainly do not.
I am strong enough to help in whatever way is most helpful.
Thanks,
It won't be the first time I've seen a leg get taken off.
Holy fuck, this is not developmentally appropriate. Yeah. Thanks, kid.
All right. So Null and McStuffins are in the basement getting ready to perform field surgery. Is everyone else fortifying up above, making sure
It's
that...
like keeping watch, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I had not thought about for this shift, but you could do if anyone wanted to track, I think scavenge is an appropriate role for that. Here, if anyone wants to try and figure out where did Denny go, how many casualties was he chased by, anything like that, if anyone wants to do a little more looking into that. But regardless, fortifying the front area is as simple as breaking off pieces of the wall or finding downed timber and building a little barricade for yourself, propping it up, making sure you've got clear sight lines. Luckily, one of the great benefits of North Dakota, especially this part, plenty of sight lines for you guys to see what's happening in the distance. And, right now, no sign of casualties. It's not long before Null and McStuffins are engaged in their grim work, and the screams really start. I mean, you guys have heard screams before. This is not new screams, but it's a different tone, and it's weird that there's only one person screaming like this. You're used to a much more of a massive effort. It echoes too out of the basement, and the screams seem to agitate or scare off the bird, and it flies out of sight for a while. I'm gonna need a heal roll from McStuffins, and I'm gonna need somebody else to just roll black and red as a luck roll for me, effectively.
Got that one.
All right, I'm spending 1 and then 2 extra. So with my 3, I'm at a +5.
Great.
Yep. 9/2 red.
Great. With that, margin of success, not so much a thing, but 9/2, it is a harrowing couple of hours because you are just waiting for the puffs of dust to start arriving, for casualties to wander in, for the rounding errors to make their way into your equation. And it's just waiting and watching, eating field rations. Everyone's going to need to spend, who's on watch. Everyone actually, except for McStuffins, just go ahead and spend me a point of labor, either for holding the guy down or being on watch. But
I'm spending a point of labor just because I'm sawing a dude's leg off. It's not easy work.
I know it is not.
Yeah, I want you to imagine that while we're in the middle of surgery, I say something like, "I think the child is well adjusted, by the way." Just a man screaming.
You're pressing down on his chest as he tries to get up. He's thrashing.
I think he's doing all right developmentally.
Eventually the screams stop. McStuffins, you're not sure if the guy's going to recover, but you made a clean cut. You know a clean cut when you see one. It's not easy to do it in a basement that you've hastily emptied out of rat carcasses, but he could make it. You can't say because the recovery period is not immediate, but he could make it.
A new respect from Null is felt, certainly. A skilled man you are.
Mm-hmm.
I take his shotgun and whatever's in his pockets and whatever's in his bag. I rob him completely.
Nice. Great.
I throw the empty shotgun to Parker and say, see what we can get for that.
Hell yeah. Do you leave him any water or anything?
Yeah, I'll leave
Or is
him
it all
food and
on-
water, but
Great.
pretty much nothing else, yeah.
Great. Yep. Take the batteries out of
Healthcare in
his
this
specs.
country's never been free.
Very good. So you rob the guy whose life you just saved, maybe, and leave. You figure his bird might...
I sent a call, if
Yeah.
Denny's out there, he knows where he's at.
Null is so confused.
We'll see how that goes.
Null's just
I gotta
The
tell
em-
you.
The empty shotgun will not help him, but
Yeah.
it will help us.
Yeah. Long term, this will no doubt have good ramifications on your reputation as a doctor. You guys make it a couple... you choose, I think, probably not to sleep there. You make it a little ways before you make camp. Probably not a good idea to camp near the guy you robbed in case he wakes up and is feeling a little bit more
I spent
antsy.
7 charges of first aid.
Yeah,
on that.
come on.
I got paid.
The
I did not
upside,
get robbed.
the downside, I don't know.
I will tell you, you got the equivalent of 4 bounty off of him. So
Yeah.
We're obviously not tracking that super tightly right now, but, hey, McStuffins. There you go. You guys camp for the evening. You got another day before you make it to the job site. But when you wake up, the sky is like a vivid bruise color, like purplish, in a way that some of you have become at least a little bit familiar with recently. There is a chance that there is like a storm rolling through, and while the Ubik resources for that are not great, there are some storm watching people out there still, or you could just call back to the Enclave if you guys wanted a heads up on what kind of weather you might be looking at.
Oh no, the Falcon can't hear the Falconer, and there's a winding gyre.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, hail.
It's all thematic, Caleb. It was all intentional, Pretty soon you guys will find the center and discover that it's just, it's not holding lately.
that ain't gonna hold.
Does anyone want to make a skill roll to know about weather patterns in the area, or use Ubik specs or an equivalent gear to discover anything?
No, I think Null has just extra,
Awesome.
always vigilance toward the front. That's it.
Yep. You guys got other problems. Let's just beat feet and make time. So
I mean, if someone will spin something on specs, I'll do research, but I don't have that cockamamie social media. It's too busy in med school.
all right. Well, looks like the answer is no. You guys are about 3 hours into your day. Still, most of them are a day's walk from your destination. You had to divert a little bit because you saw some casualties in the distance, and better safe than sorry. They haven't noticed us yet, hopefully, and they didn't follow you, so all in a day's work there. But pretty soon the wind is picking up, and you guys are starting to feel the stinging sensation on the exposed parts of your skin as the wind is picking up and carrying loose dust from across the plains into your backs, and it feels like you're being pushed forward, almost like you're gravity is pulling you down a hill, or you're falling. It's like that precipitous sensation of almost vertigo. But there's also just that stinging, and a glance back shows that the darkness is getting worse on the horizon. It looks like there is a big blow coming through, the equivalent of a haboob, a dust storm blowing through the area. So you guys are, these roads are not empty of car wrecks. There's an occasional semi. There are roadside stations, but you guys are not near a major town. There are farm buildings in the distance as well. Do you guys want to try and slog through the dust storm, find shelter? What is y'all's response to the growing winds and the stinging dust?
I would assume a shelter would be a lot more appropriate, considering you don't know what can happen in a dust storm, not including damaging our equipment.
Anyone can go ahead and roll research if they want to use Ubik specs, or scavenge to find appropriate shelter.
I'll roll scavenge.
Great. This will cost a charge of labor to range out a little bit and do it. But
Yeah. So spending one charge, black die 5 with +1 in my scavenge, so 6. Red die 3.
Great. Do you find a old camper or a grain silo? What's more interesting to you to hole up in?
Oh, I'm definitely going for a camper.
Yeah.
It's that soft spot for remembering what it's like to be fun camping.
Yeah. It is like an old Airstream. Its major problem is that it's mostly in a ditch, but it's enclosed, and it's in good condition. Someone has taken 3 of the tires. There's 1 left. They left 1 for some reason. Who knows what goes through the minds of these people? It is at it is tipped so that the end with the hitch is in the ditch. Again, not sure how it got that direction in there, but it is just at maybe a 20-degree angle. It's probably not coming out anytime soon, but it is an enclosed shelter.
Are there windows on it? Are there windows on
yeah.
it that I can look in and see if there's any anything nasty in there?
It does not look pristine. Someone has come through and removed all of the cushions, but most of there's a lot of the other structural stuff is still there.
Nothing that might bite me in there, for example.
Not as
Okay.
far as you can tell.
The cushion burglar, nowhere to be found.
Guys,
And in
Guys,
fact, there's
guys.
no like signs of corpses or. It looks like at one point before the die-offs really got worse, an animal was living in there, but that's about it, right? Like there's some like scattered twigs and a little nest made out of detritus.
All right, guys, we can go camping.
You guys bundle in just as the storm really starts to hit, and the exterior of the airstream starts to sing as the dust hits it and the wind makes it vibrate. It is it's like if someone was playing the musical Saw with sandpaper. Like, it's hard to explain what this sounds like, but like the metal is vibrating and like ringing occasionally, not loud, but like a low reverberation. And there's this omnipresent across the glass and the metal scouring, scraping, sliding noise. It's not your first time being out in a dust storm, but it's maybe your first time being in a big tin can while you are, and it's a strange experience, but that is about it.
That
As
sound
you
puts me
guys-
right to sleep.
Yeah. Are you guys napping? Is anyone, doing any particular activity? Want to color the moment?
Null hasn't done very much stuff, so I mean, I kind of help with surgery, but otherwise he's kind of been like a warm body that can take a lot of hits. So he's good. He knows that. He's going to take his time to set every nap if need be, and he's happy to watch and make sure no one gets in while they're napping.
Is there a
As you guys-
bathroom in this airstream?
Yes. And because of how
I raid the
Airstream
medicine
toilets work-
cabinet and see if they missed anything. Yeah.
They did not bother to take the sanitary pads or any of
Fools.
those.
Could actually
Good
be
as
helpful.
gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absorbent.
The noise does not cease. Hours turn forward. It is just slow. And it is, again, just strange and weird, and it's keeping you from your job. This is not by any means the most traumatic thing that has ever happened to anyone, but I'm actually going to have everyone roll for detachment. So there is a humanity system in this game, right? You can become less and less attached to humanity as time goes on. In this case, this is just, you're on Mars, man. This is an alien fucking experience. So everyone, go ahead and roll with your adaptability. That's your self-control.
Well, I crit failed again.
Great.
So I got that going for me.
I get +2 where faith is a comfort. I would imagine him saying equations to himself quietly in the trailer. Is that a thing?
Dog, you know what? Math, meteorological systems, those are just numbers, basically.
He's like, one tire, one is less than 4. Yes, 3. 3 times. Just like,
yeah, go for
Yeah.
it. You get +2 here.
Okay,
for sure.
great. Oh, sweet. Oh, damn. I matched. I'm 3 and 3 on the die. Damn.
6 on the red, 1 on the black. My first failure of the night. So for
Nice.
Sketch, this kind of makes him miss Grandma. Like, he's still a kid who wants his grandma back. His grandma's one of his dependents. He's taking care of her, and like during storms, she'd give him a hug, and it's just not the same. Smoke could give him a hug, but he'd have to wear the poncho. He's not gonna raw dog a hug with him. So Scott just wants grandma's hug, and he can't get it right now. So he's kind of just not scared as much as morose about that.
Parker picks up on that and just goes over and kind of sits next to Sketch and puts his arm around him and just sort of hangs out with him, gives him that human comfort that he needs right now, and rolls an 11 over 3 black.
Nice. Smoke, how'd it go for you?
I got 8 on black and 6 on red, so that's a pass.
Nice. Everyone who succeeded is going to take 0 humanity damage. If you failed, you're going to take 1, and if you crit failed, you're going to take 2. McStuffins, vehicles shouldn't sing. They shouldn't make noise like this. First off, it's fucked up. And also, it's just not safe. It's making noise. That's the last thing you want. You are maybe overly fixated on that noise. I don't know what this looks like for McStuffins, if he's just dead-eyed or if he's mumbling to himself, but maybe it's because he's fixated on that noise that he is the first person who hears the sound of like a clanking bell. Not a like sonorous musical bell, but like a cowbell, like a distant donk donk donka 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 conka conka conka. clonka, clonka, clonka out in the storm someplace.
Is it rhythmic or does it sound randomized with the wind?
It is more rhythmic. It does not sound like you can hear the wind pick up from time to time, like there are ebbs and flows in the sound, and the bell doesn't match that. It has a pace to it.
Okay. I tell everyone to like hush up and get down and hide, basically, because I'm hoping they pass by. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Null failed that adaptability roll.
Yeah.
Can we say that this is like this pattern in the like sounds is like just spiraling the fuck out of his head? Like he's just like, oh, it's coming
for sure.
Like the equation is fulfilling itself. Just gonna like fucking just get wrapped deeper and deeper into this like fucking oh my god, like that shit.
That rhythm is mathematically incongruous.
Oh.
Absolutely. You hear the bell, like the noise getting louder, right? Like it's getting closer. Are you guys all like hunkered down completely on the floor of the camper? Is anyone like peeking out the windows into like the sheets of like dust in the storm?
Yeah, so the bell sound will snap Sketch out of his longing for home, and he'll climb up because we're tilted, right? We're tilted into a ditch at some level. He'll climb up and try to get a spot out the. Let's hear we're hitch side down.
Yeah, so it'd be the rear window. Yeah.
Yeah, so looking out the rear window, see what he can find. Rifle in one hand, kind of hanging on with the other.
Yeah, Null is also again like obsessively. Oh.
Parker's like by the door waiting for Sketch's signal.
You see a strange thing when you get up there. It is only barely visible from time to time as the ebb and flow of the dust storm occurs. You can see that the glass of the rear window is like pitting in places from the storm as well as the sandblasts it. But in the ebbs, you see a figure walking in the storm. It is followed at some distance by a larger group of casualties that you just barely make out through the storm wall, like a mass of them. You're not sure how many. It's not the biggest group you've ever seen, but it's sizable. And they are following what looks like a figure with no arms that someone has tied a cowbell around its neck. It looks like, and in the ebbs, it is itself a casualty, and you're not sure what the fuck is going on. Like, you've never heard of someone doing this, but it looks like someone has strapped a bell to an armless casualty, and it is wandering in this storm. And at some distance behind it, trailing that noise, there are more casualties.
So it would not be unreasonable to assume that they're following the bellman.
Yep, they're following the bell noise.
Any sense of how large the crowd is?
Great question. Honestly, fabulous question that I love to hear. It is in the like low double digits. We're talking around 20, right? It is a crowd. It is not a horde by any sense.
We got a crowd of the dead ones out there, real veiny and throbby. No offense, Smoke.
Yeah. Be quiet, preacher.
Sorry, I thought it was
They're
a joke.
Close by.
I'm well adjusted.
It was a joke. Nice one, Null.
We are both well
he puts
adjusted.
out a fist.
I got it. Good one, kid.
The vehicle, the camper you're in creaks around you. The noise only louder with the casualties outside. And you're not sure where this thing's aimless wandering is going to take it. Do you guys want to brave the storm, do anything about this, or stay hunkered as best possible?
If there's a conversation happening, Parker's
there can be a whispered conversation.
Impulse is to wait this out.
I want everyone to roll sneak for me. And I'm not going to, and I know that's not great for some of you, but a single failure is not going to axe you here. I'm not going to tell you how many failures will. But
14 over 8 black.
You're cooking tonight, Andy.
I am, frankly.
7 over 3 black.
8 over 3 black.
7 over 5 red.
I also fail.
Okay. 2 failures. Do either of the people who wanted to fail as this situation gets to you, or you shift just wrong and hit a piece of glass, do either of you want to spend will to turn that failure into a success?
Oh my god, is this like President Dilemma? We both have to do it, then we both go. Okay. Yeah, sure, I'll never need that later.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What does it look like as McStuffin steals himself and like prevents himself from making the noise that would have otherwise attracted the casualties?
Yeah, I'm creeping around because my legs are falling asleep, and then a vial of something falls out of my first aid kit, and I catch it before it hits the ground.
You get your hand just under it.
While my teammates glare hatefully at me for nearly doing that, I assume, yeah.
To be clear, Parker like shifts on a seat that makes like a loud fart noise or something. Like, you're not alone in this.
And as he does that, he says, what you should do is you should wrap the sanitary napkins around the vials.
And everyone shushes everyone, and time passes, and the casualty with the bell moves on, and the dim shape of the crowd following it moves on as well. Even after that happens, it's an hour or two before the storm starts to die down to the point where it feels okay to go out again. But it seems like whoever belled that thing, it has passed you by in this moment.
Good. Zippity-doo-dah.
All right. Good work, everybody. The storm dies down. It is late afternoon by the time you can get to the job site by late afternoon. It is a pair of buildings like across a farm field from each other. And when I say a farm field, these are substantial, right? They're 2,000 feet from each other. There's a gully and a little like threadbare setback of trees between them as well, but there's an old white church, and you can see that there is they are conveniently on the other side of this picture, so you can't see them in the when I'm showing you, but imagine solar panels on the far side, and then across the field from it a ways, a large barn. There are no signs of vehicles, no signs of recent foot traffic that you can immediately make out, but you guys figure, based on your coordinates and the description, these are where Savannah Steele was doing her writing. How do you guys want to approach? Do you want to check out one building at a time? Do you want to case both? What's the deal?
I feel like I'd be remiss if Null didn't mention the church.
Yeah?
I think he would say something like, I will go there.
Is there anything around the solar panels?
Around the solar panels.
Like they're not fenced off or anything like that?
So they are on the roof of the church. They're on the roof of one side. Like the south-facing roof of the church, which we don't see here. But you... like circling the building a little bit, you can see that there's one of those big external like power bank style, like multiple lithium battery, like power reservoir things on the wall. I think actually the way these work, in fact, is that it's actually just like basically a weird transformer you have to pay for rather than a bank of batteries. But we'll say it's batteries in this case. And a quick surveil of the church reveals that not the front doors, but the door to the narthex, or like the side area. This church doesn't have a narthex. It's not cross-shaped, but like the door that you would take to enter the side or back has been torn off its hinges and is surrounded by like the dirt is also like torn up around it. There's some trash around there, stuff like that.
So describe again the bank of batteries. Where's that?
North on the south face of the side of the church, there are solar panels on the roof, and there is a big chunky rectangular bank of batteries on that south wall. Further down along that south wall, the door that the minister would enter through, like the back side door, has been torn off of its hinges, and the ground there is greatly disturbed, and there's like detritus and trash laying around.
Okay, so the batteries are on ground level?
Yep, they're reachable by ground level.
There's supposed to be some sort of security system, right?
That's what Parker said.
There's an alarm.
Why isn't it going off if the door is ripped off?
And who does the alarm notify?
It might just be a loud sound, which will attract maybe every creepy crawly around. I bet I can get up there.
Would Scheme know like how this thing is likely rigged?
For sure.
Yeah, could I research it? I'll try Scheme. Yeah.
You could research with Ubix specs, or you could scheme to like think through how you might set it up.
Could somebody burn a charge off their Ubix specs for me?
I'll do that.
Doctor borrow
I'll utilize my scheme as well here if I can do that to help, because my scheme's real high.
Yeah. for sure.
I make it 9 over 5.
Great.
9 over 5.
So you're thinking through how you put this together, like, if it's not a silent alarm, which you don't think he would have warned you if you thought it was a silent alarm, the door being open definitely should have set it off, which might mean that either this building is not the one with like that they were worried about securing. They weren't worried about securing the external doors, or that it has been triggered and burnt out in some way, right? Like it ran for long enough or broke or something. Doing a little bit of research about it, you actually come across an article that like was about Savannah Steel buying and refurbishing this church and like the eco-friendly stuff and the way the alarm works. And alarm is not really accurate. It is more accurate to say that it is it's not an alarm that's going to affect a human. It's meant to be an animal repellent. It's like ultra high frequency noises and a silent alarm. Because like they were more worried about like some critter getting around than anything else. So that was like a big thing that they wrote about. So you're not sure that it wasn't a silent alarm.
Or we could very well have already tripped it.
Yeah, if it's that high frequency, it could be going off right now.
Hey, hey, Smoke, can you hear it? Is that like one of the things?
It ain't.
We should have kept the schools open.
Yeah.
Regarding sketch.
Yeah. Right.
What good's getting bit if you don't get superpowers?
This ain't
Woof.
Spider-Man, kid. I'm not the
I saw
Hulk
that in a
either.
cartoon once.
So do you guys want to do any more poking or prodding, looking, try to disable anything from here, investigate any of the external signs, or go breach and clear?
Does anybody have any rig or any technical skill?
I mean,
I've got one in rig.
Yeah,
I
got
can go
one,
play
too.
with. I can go play with something.
Reoffend also would apply in a way here that it, is not normally technically applicable, right? I think.
Yeah.
I can go play with
I
something.
have that. I've got 3.
You coerce people and you do crimes. I love it. That's what it should be. That's sometimes that's what a family is.
I'll go disconnect the batteries.
Yeah, great.
Well, what's your sneak?
My sneak? None, 0.
Yeah.
Very bad.
4. If you need sneak help, you know who
So
to
then
call.
I feel like I wanna like call on Sketch and like use my reoffend, and then like if that passes, trigger his sneak to like disable. Give him the instructions.
Yes, Sketch has
that work?
has rig at 1, so
Yeah,
I would
for sure.
definitely be the guy who would like crawl in and just start unhooking stuff.
Okay. For
Yeah.
sure.
I want to see a sneak roll from somebody and then a reoffend roll. But like, you have 2 sets of Ubix specs. Even without spending a charge, you guys can basically like guide someone from afar. So anyone can make the sneak roll. Anyone can make the reoffend roll.
Yeah, I made the reoffend roll.
Nice.
I'll make the
bad.
I'll make the
You failed?
sneak roll.
Massively. Yeah.
Cool.
I rolled a 1 plus 3, so 4 under 8.
Great. Do you want to spend a point of will?
I do.
Cool.
Right. I rolled a 7 against a 9 red, but I have a 4 in sneak, so it ends up being an 11 against 9.
Killing it. Sneaking
And
always. Sketch.
That's
Never
why I'm
fails.
killing it, is because I'm only rolling the skills that I've got like 4 and 2 in. I'm
Are you
min-maxing
belly
like
crawling or anything up to the door?
crazy.
What does that look like? Yeah.
And kind of like humming a spy theme while doing it.
Nice. Parker, what kind of direction are you giving him? Like how to disable the connection to the alarm specifically? How to knock out the whole power bank? What's that look
Basically, like what point of entry would be the least likely to trigger it if it hasn't already been triggered? How to reach the access point, where the access point would most likely be, and then what the mechanism will most likely look like, and how to disable it.
You figure if any of the windows in that bell tower are like the whatever they had them boarded up with, if it's soft enough to get through, there's no way in hell they bother to put an alarm in that, right? And Sketch can get up there, and once he's inside where the alarm panel probably is. Sketch, you climb up there, you get close, nothing triggers, you climb up, nothing, you go around the bell tower, you find a spot where the wood is soft.
So when I get to the
like,
top, when I get to the top of the bell tower, I look down and go, "Hey, Smoke! I'm Spider-Man now." Spider sketch does whatever.
You have the presence of mind not to just like kick the wood in. It's soft
Right.
enough that it just like there are places where you can like push a little bit aside without knocking all the way down and squeeze in. When you do, there is a scent. You smell a lot of shit. You smell like effluent, feces, when you open it, but not like any smell you associate with casualties or anything like that. And you hear, as you push in through the window, a like distant noise.
Who's there?
And a like distant, like a grating noise, like wood being pushed around on wood. Like
I back up toward the window, rifle trained at the source of the noise. Announce yourself!
As soon as
and then like a clattering noise, and the windows are like this, like stained glass, but there are curtains in front of them. It is dark in here. The only light is at that broken door, vaguely filtering in and coming from behind you. You do not have a good vision of this space at the
Am I
moment.
close to a curtain?
You are still, I'm assuming, up on the bell tower. Like you haven't dropped all the way down. You are not in, like, none of the curtains are near you. They are like down and across.
Okay, and the sound is also down.
Yep, and it is in fact all out of sight in like the main body of the church, kind of away from you.
Do my specs have any light features or anything that would enable me to see down there?
They got a tiny little lights on the side you could turn on. You want to spend a battery to use them as a flashlight? I would allow that.
Yep. I'm going to spend my first Ubix Specs charge to illuminate down.
I think that as soon as I see this young man back up and train a rifle, I think that Null is beginning to dash toward the building if he hasn't already.
Great. The Ubix specs like flicker. They take a second to turn on. Yours are good, but nothing's perfect. As they do, you see like a black mass moving in the space behind you, below you. The light from the specs flickers and flashes, reflecting off of something for a moment, and then when they properly come on, something surges up out of the darkness and slams into the wall of the building, and you hear wood tearing as it scrabbles at it. It like the light from the specs is not great. There's a lot of shadows going on, a lot of dust. Now stuff is crumbling and falling, like bits of rotten wood falling away. And Sketch can see what looks like a pretty unhealthy, mangy-looking North American brown bear trying to climb up and get him. Like scrabbling at the wood and just like raking at it. It is at the point where he processes it, probably only about 10 feet below him.
Good night, bear. Less so. Do I have time if I fire a shot? Can I use parkour to absolutely like get down from this bell tower quickly?
Well, it sounds like we're just gonna go right into combat, actually, which is totally fine by me.
10 feet with a bear climbing. My run choices are not high, right? This is a bear.
So everyone else is gonna join combat in just a moment. We'll have a chance to, but the first round is just gonna be Sketch and the bear. Everyone else is catching up, but once they catch up, they'll be in combat. Combat is a simple cycle. We figure out where everyone is located. We make sure we've got our mind's eye set. We know who's where doing what. Everyone makes a decision about what they're planning to do. Then we find out who goes first. And based on that, you either execute your plan or you panic and do a twitch reaction instead. There is a slight exception to this. Now, Sketch, to answer your question, you want to shoot and get down the building? That would be 2 actions, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want to do that, you can, but it is going to cost you. And we'll talk about that cost in a minute. So at the moment, Sketch, you are on top of the bell tower. This bear has launched itself up and is scrabbling up to reach you over like old ladders and scaffolding. Stuff is raining down into the body of the church beneath it. What tactic do you want to do? Some examples would be bailing out, flanking to get away from here, or, rolling parkour to get to safety, attacking to shoot it. Those are the ones that make sense here to me.
Yeah, where I'm at, flanking doesn't make a ton of sense. I can point straight down the mouth of this thing and fire, and I have a pretty good shot lined up. And then, absolutely, whatever the cost is, I am going to free run my way down like it's for the TikTok.
Well, you are probably the best situated to pay that cost. So you have declared your tactic or task. So we're through decide. Now we need to order. So you are going to roll and add your boost. Your boost, it's the same as your speed, is 4. So let me know if you succeed on this roll or if you fail.
Oh, I just rolled the black die and it's a 9. So plus 4 is 13.
Was the red also a 9 or was it something else?
Oh, crap. I read that got away. It was something else. It was an 8.
Good. There's a 1 in 10 chance there. All right. You go first. So you get to act and make your tactic. So this is a shoot roll, and you can spend charges from your rifle in order to increase that, to add extra effort to your roll.
Okay, so my shoot is 3. I feel pretty good about that without spending additional charges.
You're going to have to spend at least 1 to...
Yes, you do it.
Right.
But
nothing additional.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah.
So it's a 9 on the black and a 4 on the red.
Great. So that then does kill damage. And the way this is going to be done is you're going to roll those dice again, and you're just going to tell me what the black and red values are, and that determines how much damage goes where.
7 black.
7 kill.
4 red.
4. This is a little bit of a different distribution, but 4 on a human would be the right arm. Okay. You squeeze off a shot at this bear, and it tears down its flank, and it lunges forward. It is going to bite your head off. However, you could spend down your boost, reducing how fast you're going to go in the future and the number of times you do this to add in a twitch. I would let you then use move to get the hell out of there. Right? So you can spend boost to pay in for an extra action, basically.
I'm gonna boost. So
great.
With all of the steadiness of his child soldiering days, pumps a shot into this bear's arm to slow its descent, and immediately just jumps behind him and starts using his feet to slow his descent, and just essentially runs down the side of this wall.
Parkour.
It goes badly.
Nice.
Rolling a 1 on the black die and a 7 on the red.
Great. I have good news for you about bears.
They're soft.
I'm going to automatically determine where the hit location is here, because narratively it's below you, you're running, it's getting your leg. It bites you for 7 kill damage in your left leg, so it just tears a huge chunk out of your calf there. Not enough that you're not going to be able to walk, but enough that that needs patching today. So the way you would mark that on your sheet is you would go to that set of boxes for your left leg, and you're going to put 7 little X's in those 10 boxes. You would like to not get to 10. Mangy, half-blind bear, has taken a chunk out of Sketch's leg. Luckily, I think... Oh, actually, I'm just going to see if it's lucky or not. Yes. Luckily, Sketch falls on the roof and not into the church. But the bear is climbing after him onto the roof, which is making alarming noises. Everyone down on the ground can see this happening. Yeah. Big ass fucking bear chasing after Sketch. So everyone is now a potential actor in this conflict theater. So everyone, we're just lumping everybody in versus the bear, but everyone needs to pick a tactic or a task. So we're just going to go around the horn on that one. So we will go ahead and, for those purposes, start with Charlie. Charlie, what are you planning to do?
Move all the way to the bear itself.
Great. You're climbing up and running at the bear?
Yeah.
Nice. Andy, what are you doing? What are you planning to do?
How bad is my mobility damaged by my leg wound?
Narratively, you're going to be limping, but mechanically, you have the full range of options.
Okay.
I'm telling Sketch, get down here, young man, so I can heal his leg. Yeah, that's McStuffins' tactic.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, my weak spot is putting the soldier and child soldier, and retreat is not currently an option. And so I'm firing again.
Great. You're planning to shoot the bear dead before it gets you. Great. Null, what is your plan for the moment?
How far away am I from the combat, the sweet combat?
You would need to roll move to get up onto the roof. You could just bust through the front doors and trigger the alarm, which has not yet been fully disabled. But, a move roll could get you up there.
Did we ever discuss a downside for the alarm, or just the fact that it goes wee woo? It doesn't go.
The wee woo is the downside.
Oh, okay.
It will attract. It is likely to attract casualties. I will probably. You will have a time limit on how long you can be here before the weather shows up.
Also, Sketch's gun is silenced, so we will effectively be doing that again if anyone fires any weapon that is not silenced. So
nice. Yeah. So I think actually what he'll do is he'd like to ready in action. He'll go over there to where the bear is going to fall if it falls, or like around the area that it could fall into, and he just wants to wait. And he has his shield ready and his machete up and good to go, and he just wants to he wants to be the first guy that smacks the shit out of this bear as soon as it gets to the ground, because he's not going up.
So you can choose to hesitate, basically. I'm going to say getting up to the base of the church, no problem. If you hesitate, you get to go first next round, or effectively, right? You will always win the order roll.
Cool. I'm down.
Parker, what do you want to do?
What is the bodily situation of Sketch right now? Is he in the process of falling out of the window?
He has fallen onto his ass and is sliding slightly down the slope of the roof, but not off of it, and the bear is coming up after him.
So he's still on the roof.
Yes, he is still on the roof.
Okay, so Parker's going to play into his soft spot, which is loyalty should be real. He is unerringly loyal, and almost kind of obviously a mentor and almost a paternal figure to Sketch. So he is going to go after kind of being there for Sketch and catching him if he were to fall, as if he were his own father. So he's going for whatever he estimates would be the spot where he would fall if he were to fall off of the roof.
Great, cool. Yeah, I'll let you, if it comes to that, I will give you the ability to make a exert roll to catch him, basically. So,
okay,
everyone go ahead and roll and add your boost to determine whether you act before the bear does. All right, give me a thumbs up if you're going before the bear.
I assume that you since I'm hesitating, I'm automatically before the bear, or no, this is separate.
You will be next round. This round it kind of doesn't. The bear is not coming after you, so you're kind of set. You don't need to roll if you want to. And McStuffins, I think similarly,
Yeah, I'm just waiting to do triage.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So go ahead, Sketch, and go ahead and make another shoot.
Yes, that is. That's a 10 on the black, including my bonus for shooting.
And you spent one charge from your rifle, and if you can, and no extra, I take it.
Correct. No. Yeah. No.
Okay.
And the bear, the miss or the red die was 2.
Great. So you hit. So go ahead and roll damage again. Just re-roll those 2 dice and let me know the black and the red.
So they are a tie at 6.
Great. 6 is good. That's the meaty party animal. You hit it, plug it right on where its breastbone would be as it comes for you. And it is lunging forward, unceasing as you plug a bullet right into its breastbone. Do you want to spend a point of boost to try and avoid its claw, which it is swinging at you wildly?
Yes.
Great. All right, goes down to 2. So go ahead and make a move roll to dodge here.
You are going to have to spend labor for that.
Thank you. Yes. Every time you do a strength or speed roll, basically you have to spend labor.
Yeah.
Caleb.
Love that for me. And this time it's a move roll.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's going to be 10 against 1.
Great.
On the
you
good
managed
side.
to,
On the good side this time.
yeah, you managed to roll back as it lashes at you, having plugged it, and it scrabbles, and then you hear the wood creak underneath it and give way, and it falls back into the church, and you hear a loud thump and rattle beneath you, followed by the noise, the like loud, like, not, bears don't roar exactly, but the like loud, throaty, angry growl it makes down below you.
Like a crunkle. It's like a crunkle sound.
It's sort of a crunkle
Little, like
sound.
crunkly?
one could
Yeah.
say. You have lost sight of the bear. You are not sure what it is doing. We're going to, unfortunately, the hesitate not going to matter very much. We're going to jump out of the combat order for a second. We're going to keep our eyes on it, and we may jump back into it. But what do you guys want to do?
I think Null says, a bear cage has been made today. Like, goes to the front door. Should I go in?
I don't know. That's up to Parker and our regular burglars. I don't know if that's going to set off the alarm.
Null will not disobey, but he will obey. if you're like, go in there, he's going in there.
As Null stands up against the door and says this out loud, the doors rattle as something massive hits the doors.
Okay, he's a little scared now. So
I'm going to climb up and see if I can get to Sketch and
Yeah.
look at his leg. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Spend labor, make a move roll.
I mean, aren't I already up there because I went before the bear?
Yeah. If you want to spend labor and make... Sorry, I did not have you even make your move roll. But yeah, go ahead and spend labor, make a move roll, Smoke.
Yep. That's a win for me.
Great.
Smoke,
I
you
will
should
say
not treat his wound.
No. I'm not
Correct.
treating his wounds. I'm throwing him
please don't
down the
touch me.
church.
That will be the pay to play to get like McStuffins and Sketch to the same spot. The door rattles again as Parker catches Sketch as he is lowered down from the building, and McStuffins comes closer. The bear can hear you and is like trying to batter down the door between you.
when you say the
It
door
is agitated.
rattles, do you mean that like how much faith do we have in this here door? Like, is it
Not much.
Okay, great.
I will tell you for free, the door is going to go after 2 or 3 more
pretty
hits.
quick? Yeah. Okay. Null looks back and says, I am very good at setting the numbers straight, but I would love a backup that would be willing to come with me on this one.
Parker, seeing that McStuffins has kind of got the medical situation, settled, he's going to run over around to the doorway and bear his rifle. Bear.
He's the creative director of the
I'm gonna
Null
bear
Project.
arms.
Yeah.
Ooh, great.
Right to bear arms.
Door rattles again. You hear one of the hinges make like a popping noise. That's not a noise doors usually make. McStuffins, hey, second bite wound to the leg in the past couple days. You're getting good at these.
Yeah. Might not even have to amputate this one.
Don't take the leg this time, buddy.
All right. I will spend the rest of my first aid kit. And that'll give me another +5. And I make it. So
There's a
11/6.
lot of like rotting flesh matter in this bite wound. Like the bear is unwell, and these bites, like, if you don't take care of them immediately, there's a pretty high chance of infection off of this thing. It's nasty. Unsurprising maybe, but you start cleaning it out, pour whatever you need over it and start binding it. And as you do, one of the doors cracks a little bit, and a chunk of it flies off, bouncing off of Null's shield. If it does that again and the door breaks, that alarm is probably going off as well. Do you guys want to just receive the bear as it comes out, or do you have any other ideas?
Receive
No,
the bear.
I want to start firing into
Through the door?
the doorway blindly. I will spend.
Yeah.
I will spend 4 charges to try to just down this fucker before it gets through the door.
I guess so. Null, I think, would maybe like look around, not knowing what to do. He doesn't have a gun. He may want to go chop these batteries, like the wires of this big old battery, thinking maybe it will do something.
Yeah, you want to run around and go do that? Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Do you have rig, reoffend, or scavenge? I will make this very permissive.
Yeah, I have reoffend at 2.
Great. Go ahead and roll reoffend. We're gonna say because you're booking to get there, spend a point of labor as well.
Okay.
Ching, 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 ching.
Yeah.
Oh, Sketch, you can turn 6 of your killing damage into stun, so that would just be a slash. So you're marginally less hurt because I made a successful roll. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Tis but a scratch.
Null got a 7/4 on the black die, so we're good there.
You know what's fucked up? They put little stickers on these security systems. So actually, if you know where they are, that's a good start. You like wedge your machete in and pry off the cover and find not the shutoff, but like the just the power cable. And you know what's gonna hurt? You get a little zappy zap as you tear it out, but the door explodes off its hinges, and you hear the burst of gunfire from Parker's silenced rifle at one after another, but no alarm sound. Parker, I need you to go ahead and roll to see if you act before the bear does.
Oh man, it's a 4 under 7.
Okay. Bear's going
bad.
before you. Do you want to abandon your plan and try to dodge or block it in some way? React to its action?
F in the chat for Parker.
So you could swap your tactic for a twitch here to try and not get bared.
I'm gonna
Or you
go
can spend boost to dodge back and still get to shoot.
Ooh, I choose that.
Great, you spend your one
the
boost.
Helldiver method. Nice.
Yeah, you do the backwards dive onto your tailbone. Go ahead and spend a point of labor and make a move roll.
Oh, dog shit. It's a 3 under 8.
Great. The cool thing is you still get to shoot. So go ahead and make your shoot roll. And I will make the bear do bear things.
Give you a bear hug.
Yeah, give him the bare
It's a
minimum.
6 over 2.
Hashtag raw dog and the bear hug. Is that we said before earlier?
Great.
So that's right in the chest again. I just fucking nail him right.
You nail him right in the
that.
chest. Go ahead. So that's 6 more damage in the chest. He's up to 12 in the chest. He is bleeding. Big chunks of mangy fur have been torn off. Thick, sticky blood rains down around Parker as this bear, like, it doesn't bite or claw at him. It just slams on top of him. This is a tactic from it that does both kill and stun damage on you. So this is going to be I rolled low, so just 2 of each to your torso.
Okay.
But the bear is now also on top of you, which is kind of a bad place to be. But everyone else, you are in range to do something about it.
Well, I wouldn't have taken Parker for a bottom, but I will.
If the right bear comes along.
Yeah, there you go.
Andy, fucking ka-chow, dude.
Can Null go and just bury the meaty end of his quote eraser into the? Okay, great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Absolutely.
I love that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're
Gross
going to do
sentence.
wield as a tactic?
Yes, indeed.
Parker, you're under the bear. Do you want to try and get out from under the bear, or do you want I will tell you, your rifle is pinned against you. You're not sure who you're going to hit if you shoot it.
All right, at this point, the dirty jokes just keep coming. I just don't know. I don't know when to
Andy,
stop.
I need you to stop smirking while I answer this. Okay. No, I do not want to get out from under the bear. Not this guy. I'm gonna keep shooting.
You're going to try and work your rifle into a position where it's more likely to hit bear than you?
Yes, I want to try to literally he is just bodily like nudging into me, and I kind of want to try and wait for an opening to where he heaves upward and I can kind of like jack the barrel of my rifle into his chest and just blow him away at point blank.
Great. Shoot. Wield. Smoke. What are you feeling? What are you doing?
Running at the bear with the axe.
Great. Wield. Awesome. Sketch. Your leg has been briefly patched. Your rifle is on the ground near you. What do you want to do?
Can I safely hit bear and not Parker?
If you roll a critical failure, you're hitting Parker. I will tell you that. But on a regular failure, it'll be a luck roll. I'm going to be mean about this. Like, this is a bad situation to shoot a gun in.
Be mean, kill me.
Never, buddy.
Just spend a bunch of ammo and don't roll a critical failure. It never fails.
No. I'm blasting through ammo. How many can
Great.
I use? Tell me about this mechanic.
I do
10.
not believe there is an upper limit to the number of charges you can use. You can
10. However many you have left.
however many you have. Great.
You
Well,
would use one to get your skill, and then everything else would bonus it.
So you've spent 2 before. You have to spend 1 to pay for the.
Yep.
the
I'm going to
the
spend an
total
additional
enter.
2. I'm going to spend an
You
additional
can spend an
2,
additional.
which will
1
give me
to
a
7.
5
Initial
charges
2.
used total. And I did, in fact.
Hold on. We need to decide. We decide order. Everyone
Oh,
figures
yeah,
out
that's right.
what they're doing, and then we figure out the order.
Yep.
McStuffins, are you cowering? What's the
Oh
vibe?
no, I'm getting into this bear den and trying to find the computer we need to do this job for, or
Hell
the
yeah.
book, so we
Okay.
can get the hell out of here. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Do you have a skill in mind for doing the finding
Getting into
under
the bear
pressure?
den computer system.
Scheme. I don't know. Like if I was converting a weird anti-animal church for my romance writing, where had the best light for writing? I guess I'm just trying to suss out. Yeah.
I love it. Great. Awesome. So let's get those order rolls. As a reminder, Sketch and Parker are both down a boost, which means Parker is at 0. So go ahead and roll it.
And I want to clarify one thing real quick. That last roll I made to shoot, I did not add any modifier to that outside of my shoot modifier, even though I said I was going to spend 4 charges on my rifle.
Degree of success does not matter. It just makes you more likely to hit.
Okay.
So
do I still remove those 4 charges even though I didn't?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Got it.
I'm going to be mean about it. Yes, you do.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Mean. All right.
Okay, I thought. So I'm sorry. I thought charges, like I would spend more to potentially do more damage to it. I have exceptional shoot. I'm only shooting 1 charge at a time.
Okay. Good for you. More power to you.
Mm-hmm.
There are upgrades that allow you to do more damage in one go by spending more charges, but it is not a default option.
Gotcha.
Got it.
Great. So
Okay.
everyone go
Order
ahead
roll.
and roll to see the order of action, and then give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. McStuffins, you're good either way. You're not being bared at the moment.
Yeah.
So Null is down. Everyone else is up. All right. Simultaneous. Everybody go ahead and roll your shoot or wield. Spending charges is appropriate. You can do the math yourself. I trust you. And then again, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down based on whether you succeed or not, so we can start to narrate.
So does spending a charge on my rifle give me the ability to add that amount as a modifier to my shoot roll?
So the initial one is you're told to enter, and then you can spend any extra ones to add to your roll.
Okay, got it.
For wield, you need to pay a point of labor to enter. And for the most part, I don't think you cannot use labor to boost, or is that
You can
incorrect?
now. Yeah.
You can use labor to boost. So
You can go chop crazy if you'd like.
I can use
Yeah.
labor to boost the
the
chance
wield,
of success
your
for
attack.
wield.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'll utilize the one that's required, but
Great.
Null
So hit
rolled
me with your thumbs up.
8/0, baby.
If you, nice. And hit me with a thumbs down if you have failed, and a double thumbs down if you've crit. Okay. So just waiting to hear from Parker at the moment.
Okay, so I paid labor to wield. I get +2 for that on a 4, so that's 6.
Yep.
And then I spent 2 charges on my rifle, so that I add 2 more to that, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 8/7.
Great. Barely a success. So all 3 of you succeeded. Go ahead and roll a black and a red die for damage and location.
Did you mean to say barely a success?
Yeah, I'll never tell.
Black 10, red 3.
This is
Yes. So it's black is the amount of damage, red is location. Could you hit me with that again, Andy?
10-3.
10-3. Andy, you are fucking...
I know.
You are
It's-
killing it tonight.
You know what's going to happen on Thursday night? I'm going to crit fail every single roll. Fumble. Sorry. I will fumble every single roll.
The bear rears up its left arm, lifting it up to slam down on Parker, and your shot just goes straight through the elbow joint, the joint of its front left arm leg, and it wobbles. It's it lets out a horrible noise as it does so, starting to tip. What were the damage results for our other heroes?
2/3. So I just fucking finished the job on that left arm.
Yeah, you riddle the armpit with bullets, and it just blood spraying out. Null?
8/8.
8/8. Once more into the torso. Well, that's 20 into the torso. Null, is this when you are going at it with the machete? Are you getting under it as it rears up, or are you jumping on its back? What does that look like? Because I will tell you for free, that machete slips in between a pair of ribs, and the bear falls to its side and starts thrashing.
Yeah, I think he would just go right for the back. I think he would do a very, very shitty jump and like kind of get halfway up there and then just like machete all the way into the set of ribs and just start twisting if he can. Yeah, I don't think there's not a whole lot. I mean, he probably goes a couple of times, but he's definitely way more excited about getting there, not about the. Yeah.
Have you not seen
Parker,
the
you see
classic
this-
film The Edge with Anthony Hopkins, where he goes under it and lets the bear fall on the weight? This is your
classic.
moment.
Parker, the bear is rearing up over you. You hear the silenced gunfire from you and Sketch. You see its left forelimb start to like fall apart almost under the sustained fire. And then it wobbles a little bit and like blood starts pouring out of its mouth as it slumps over to the side of you and just starts like twitching and spasming, thrashing on the ground as it starts to like bleed out with Null's machete wedged into its back.
He's just like, Null's just like, subtraction at its finest.
Very good. All right. Smoke, by the time you manage to get your feet under you and to the bear, it is a mercy killing. Your axe drops down on its skull and puts it out of its misery. McStuffins, you want to root around a bit?
I succeeded, 11 over 10.
Oh, yeah. You know where you would write if you were maybe a romance novelist who was a little full of yourself? You'd probably go right up to that fucking altar. And what do you know? Tucked
Finally,
under the
my
wreckage.
real life skills apply in the game.
There you go. Tucked under the wreckage of a desk is a at the time cutting edge personal computer that was way more than anyone needed to write romance novels. But and hey, it's still got power to it, just not hooked up to Ubik. So maybe link through the Ubik specs or two, you could get your mail out. There's no sign as it becomes clear that the bear outside is dead and its den in here is empty of, thankfully, any other bears or any other threats. There's no sign of the manuscript in this building. It might be over in the main house, but you're not sure what the fuck else is over there.
2 bears.
Another bear. The other bear. It would be 3 more bears to match with the name.
Brother bear.
Oh, it's gonna be a rabbit and a tiger. You know,
But
Can
I think
someone
we
spin a
will-
charge
and an
off
owl.
their specs so I can plug this in?
Yeah, I got
this
it. So Parker's gonna pull himself up, now covered in both bear blood and bear piss. And
You smell great, young man.
Yeah, I walk back to
thanks,
Parker
Cecil.
and I'm like, "You good? Cool." And I grab your glasses, turn around.
they smell.
Yeah,
Honest-
Parker's got terrible bruising. He's got like a cracked rib or something, but like, whatever, walk it off.
honestly, it's better than he usually smells.
True.
Yeah. You email the manuscript, the document off to the address, the Ubik address Donovan gave you, and you get a quick counter signal like received. Good work. Let me know when you return with the manuscript.
What's it called?
What is this romance novel called by Savannah Steele? Well, she writes cowboy romances about like, they're not really cowboy romances because what they really are is like Randian Superman romances. They just have a cowboy or oil man pastiche a lot of the time.
Well, I would like to say then, if we don't have a name in mind, that it is called, and this is the title of a real novel by L. Ron Hubbard of Scientology fame, Hot Lead Payoff.
There you go. It is called Hot Lead Payoff. It's got a little parentheses TKTK underneath it, but you know that is now probably what it will be forever known as. Yeah. No sign of the manuscript. Potentially it's over in the main house if you guys wanted to go poke around there, but you don't have to. That's just a little bit of an extra payout. Sketch wants the money. His leg's feeling sore and he's going to need to pay for that. Okay. Well,
I'm down.
main
I'm
house.
feeling brazen after surviving a bear attack.
Yeah. You killed the last bear in North Dakota, probably.
Hooray.
Trudge across the field with horrible things clinging to all of you, but with at least one guaranteed payout in mind. You get within spitting distance of the farmhouse. From the outside, it looks like someone a couple years ago went to the effort to like barricade and fortify this joint. The windows were boarded up. The like fence around it was knocked down and dragged in closer and like set up like in like awkward rows of
like ankle level tripping hazards, basically. Like they wanted a clear line of sight, but they wanted to have like, something there in case casualties came rushing in. They're from a distance. It gives every sign that someone moved in at some point. Doesn't look like there's signs of recent foot traffic on the exterior, but once upon a time, someone decided to turn this place into a holdout.
Parker's going to turn to Sketch, be like, you know what to do, and roll reoffend to assess the alarm system.
Null is high on his own fumes of murdering what he believes, finishing the murder of a black bear. So he, or whatever color bear was, he's pretty happy about it. So he's like, I'll go in there. Don't worry, I'll protect you. He's all like high on himself. Yeah.
Extinction's a hell of a drug, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh.
What's our reoffend roll?
12 over 10.
Great. The
Positive.
Whoever fortified this place disabled the alarm. They kept the solar panels available to them, but like you can see where the alarm box has been, like the external junction has been torn off the wall.
And it looks to be like the same type of alarm system that was installed in the other building. Okay.
Yep, same brand, same everything.
He just turns to Sketch and he's just like, you know what to do, buddy.
And just to be clear, it looks like nobody's been in here. Like it looks abandoned, or it looks like there's signs of someone being here?
It looks like someone was living here as recently as a year ago. There's signs that there was a garden, but it's gone to like kind of rot and dry rot and stuff. The doors are all closed. There's no sign of foot traffic or vehicles in any recent period.
So short of someone being a hermit,
that is all you've got from the exterior.
Short of a hermit, we're probably okay.
Well, unless there's been a casualty.
Unless they died. Yeah, unless they died. So Sketch is going to toss the one of his scent blockers to Parker. Piss me.
Everybody smells great.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
You get scent blocked up?
For our listening audience, just so you know, okay, I'm not going to piss on him.
I didn't say piss on me. I said piss me.
I'm going to dump the jug of stuff.
Yep. The scent
onto
blocker.
Sketch.
Yep. I think it was maybe a mistake for me to describe you as it being a particularly noxious mixture that could include such things as... But you know what? Let's run with it.
How could you not know I'd latch onto that?
100%.
Yeah, I know. Should know you by now.
So with that, Sketch will use now with the scent blocker. His sneak roll will also be effective if this person's a casualty.
Yep. Go ahead and make sure to spend a point of labor, and remember you can spend extra labor if you want to boost this.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not boosting. My sneak is 4. Okay, so 4 plus 4, 8. Against 6.
Great.
Even hobbling.
You get close enough, you're sure nothing has heard you, and you take a look inside, and the interior is badly damaged. Definitely looks like someone went on a rampage through there. You don't catch any initial sight of them, but like alarms disabled, these are just doors and windows. You could get one open and crawl in if you are willing to, but it definitely looks like either raiders or casualties or somebody tore through this place.
But no one is pointing a gun out the window or anything.
No one immediately visible. No sounds of breathing. None of the sounds you'd associate with a fresh vector. Like it's quiet in there at the moment.
Then I will motion the rest of the crew up before I open the window and get bear attacked again while by myself.
Great. Yeah. 3 bears lunge out of the kitchen cupboard at you. You get this window open, climb through. The others, come up behind you. You start to hear a faint noise, like taut fishing line or wire being plucked as you enter the building, like a dunk. It's not rhythmic. It's like very sporadic, but every once in a while you hear like a dunk noise.
Oh, so it wasn't like I pushed the window open and snapped a tripwire.
Nope.
I hear fishing line.
Nope. You are good enough at this, and your sneak roll covers this. When you open it, you notice that like there are several places where the interior was booby trapped. Like there was a wire here that was meant to trigger something, but whatever rampaged through here like fucked all that shit up. Like it's
right.
Those
also,
traps, you're not sure how many are.
No sign of exit of whatever did this. Not like there's
no sign. No, the doors are all closed.
All right, then I'm gonna do all my cool signals to the rest of the party that there's definitely something going on in here.
Null will happily take up the lead if you'd like.
Null takes up point. You are in the kitchen. It's like a combined kitchen living room situation. Big island. Absolutely wrecked couch. There are a bunch. The couch had been upholstered with the cushions from like an Airstream or something, some kind of RV.
High taste.
And yeah, absolutely. There's like a gun rack on the wall that is empty, and there are a bunch of shells scattered around. There are some like cans on one of the shelf that are like one of them is like bloated and blown up from botulism, but the others look fine. And as you climb in, around the corner, there are stairs at like in the far side of the room, and on the left wall there's a little hallway. And in that hallway, from that hallway, you hear that plucking noise again of the wire being tugged at or plucked or something.
I am not.
Are we all up there at this point?
Yep. You are all as arrayed outside the window or inside that kitchen living room area as you want to be.
We need to think this through.
I am not the thinking part of this organization, but I will take the shots from the front if we need it.
That place is destroyed in there. So what happened? Did someone break in, tear the place up, and then politely close the door behind them, or is it still inside there?
No, I think it's probably one of them. It's
we got the job done. We should get out of here.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's probably her.
Right. One of them. We can put one down. And it sounds like it's tied up.
I am with the well-developed child. We can put one down.
All right. Who's going into the building and who's staying outside?
I can go in the building.
I'm arrayed away from Null. That's what I'm telling you right now.
Null's inside. His weak spot is like punishing or ending the negatives. So he's interested, but he's not stupid. So like if he's alone in this, he's not going to go forward.
No, I'm totally with you. Just maybe other adjectives. That's all I'm asking for.
Oh,
just other adjectives.
Small.
I guess I
for
have to
example.
go inside because I'm not supposed to let children die. I remember taking some sort of oath about that.
Hell yeah.
At
Have a point of
some
will,
point.
my friend, because I know this is against your better instinct.
Thank you.
I'm gonna do the same as well. I imagine we've got like Null at the fore with like Sketch peeking over his shoulder, and then me and McStuffins on either side.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my rifle out.
Null, are you being stealthy?
Hell no. No way.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm
not like...
You're jingling a little bit.
Yeah.
You smell like fresh human. As you come around the corner, for a brief second, you catch sight of what you think was making the noise. And then the area in front of you just illuminates with a very bright light and a great deal of noise. For a very, very, very brief moment, you catch sight of what looks like a black vein riddled form tangled up in a bunch of wires that are dragging things behind it. And as you come around the corner, it sort of lunges towards you, and you should probably make an appropriate skill roll. In fact, everyone else should, but it's most important for Null.
I've got my shield up. Does that mean anything?
It means you can use wield if you would like, and
Oh yeah, and okay.
I will.
And also,
I will look
your hit
favorably
location
upon
will
you.
matter a lot more. Yeah.
All right, I will utilize wield. So that is 8/3 on the black die.
Very good. I want you to take 1 kill and 1 stun to your head, but otherwise you are fine. Everyone else should make a similar roll as the wall that Null just like turned down into that hallway sort of evaporates.
Are you
in a
suggesting
big, just
there was more than one?
explosion that forces its way into the room you are in? Null sort of slides backwards in the blast wave, his ears ringing, but he got the shield up in time and like hunkered below it as the casualty just wrapped up in like grenade belts and shit that it had gotten tangled in goes off. What is everyone else going for?
I mean, at this range to shoot at it, wield wouldn't be effective. This would be a shoot roll.
Oh, there's shooting is not going to help here. This is you getting to cover or using
Ducking
something
behind
to block
Null.
yourself. Yeah.
I failed
Having
my
the
move
foresight-
roll. Yeah. I failed my
Great.
move roll to get out of the way, so.
Great. This is
move.
I'm going to use a word here that I probably shouldn't. Just shrapnel, so you are not going to like take kill and stun everywhere.
Oh no, our
but
veteran
you're gonna-
community that watches.
Oh no, you are going to take 6 kill to the torso, however.
Boof.
Fair enough.
So I rolled a
made
2
the
against
move.
2 as the raw score, but add 3 for my move, so 5 against 2.
The raw score in this case, because it's paired, critical success. Not only are you fine, you help yank McStuffins back. McStuffins turn that into 3 kill instead of 6.
Oh, damn.
Let's
We'll
go.
say
Hey.
The child saves your ass,
we are
which only feels appropriate.
You are very well developed.
And I also make a move roll to throw myself over the island and take cover, and I also roll a critical
Let's go.
success. That's 7 over 6 with 2 matching 6s.
Let's go,
Great.
baby.
I'm not going to downgrade McStuffins twice. Everyone is fine except for Null has the worst case of tinnitus he's had in years, and McStuffins has a chunk of door in his pectoral.
Darn it. Hate when that happens.
been there.
Yeah, but we will actually say that, like, from there, it's just a matter of sweeping the place. This was just a random single person holed up here, succumbed to the blight, and got tangled up in their own traps. And a couple years later, you set them off. But it did not go as nearly as badly as it could have.
Something of a hot lead payoff, if you will.
Sort of a hot lead payoff for this.
So
Getting
Sketch
back
will-
to the
Sketch is going to
Enclave
look
is no
down
problem.
at Sketch is going to look down at MacGuffin before he goes, does that mean we're even?
I'm sorry, MacGuffin.
Oh, that's MacGuffin. McStuffins.
No, you're a medical doctor now. We'll get your diploma when we get back to the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I have a diploma?
sort of a save one, see one, teach one,
Yeah,
save
yeah.
one situation. All right. So the trip back to the Enclave is uneventful. We're not going to play that out. You guys get a extremely fat payoff from Donovan, who does not like Parker at all, but you did a good job here. He is not opposed to working with you again if Parker can behave. But that will wrap up Forbear Despair, our one shot of Red Markets. We have been Null Project. I have been your Market Hawk, joined tonight by all of our beautiful friends. Thank you for joining us. Caleb, any last calls to action? Anything fun you got coming up you want to share with people?
Oh, I just wanted to thank you for running. I had a great time. It feels
Awesome.
sort of
I'll love to hear.
solipsistic to enjoy a game you wrote for yourself, but you handled it quite well. So, if you want to check out more Habaddon game stuff, you can see me at patreon.com/hgod, and we will have more actual plays of the Red Market 2nd edition up there that you can listen to. Me run inferiorly compared to Hawk here. And if you want to listen to the real depressing stuff over at Delta Green, you can find me at Delta Green on ghost.io. Yeah.
Beautiful. And the noble leader of the Null Project, Libby, anything you want to send to folks as we sign off here?
We're like hella thankful we got the chance to bring Caleb Stokes on. To think to myself that a couple months ago I was like, wow, this guy's teeth is super cool. I bet this guy's super cool and like fun to be around and stuff. And he was. It was super duper great to have him on, and kind of a starstruck moment for at least for me, I'm sure. It was great. So we're super thankful.
sure.
We hope to have more and more folks that do great things in the community on, and that's the hope. Platforming each other and making it there,
Wonderful.
baby.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, that's it for us. So good night or good day, everyone. And, stay strong.
See you next time.
Peace, y'all.
See ya.
Goodbye.